welcome to another exciting episode of Wave the Brush. Forgot to turn my chat on. The most informative 120 minutes on the internet on the wargaming lifestyle. We'll talk about painting, terrain, conversions, just about everything under the sun, meaning no topics are barred. We'll talk about anything and everything. So, first-time viewers, be warned. Of course, if you want to keep the conversation towards the hobby side of topics, be sure to ask your questions in the chat, whichever direction it might be in for you. And of course, if you're watching this after the fact, you can submit questions to Kris at wayofthebrush.com. It is in the description below, as well as a link to wayofthebrush.com. Central hub of all this silliness has the links to all the social medias, as well as Discord. Join us on Discord. It's a lot of fun. We keep the conversation rolling there 24/7. And of course, we only have one rule in the Discord. Don't be a dick. That's it. It's the only rule. It's pretty straightforward. At least I think, anyway. I don't know. But yeah, so that's the only rule. Of course, if you want to help support the channel, t-shirts. If you're watching this on YouTube, they're down below as well. Look like a connoisseur of all that is good and holy in this world. They're wearing a Way of the Brush t-shirt. And if you purchase yourself a shirt, send a picture of yourself in your shirt, and I will add it to the Monkey Shrine, which is also at wayofthebrush.com. And of course, you'll find a link for Patreon. Huge thank you to all my patrons. Without your support and continued support, this channel would not be able to continue to do what it is that I do. And so a huge thank you to all my patrons for their support. And of course, big thank you to Carl, Guymere Alfer, Beer and Blood Bowl. It's a YouTube channel. Check it out. If you love yourself some beer, you love yourself some Blood Bowl. Beer and Blood Bowl is where it's at. We always take time to thank Carl, even though he is no longer with us, for creating the email jingles that play before the email segments of the show. And so always much love to Carl. And of course, speaking of love, much love to my baby brother Evan for creating the intro, outro music that plays at the beginning and end of the show. So always much love to my big brother Evan. And if you're into rare comics, rare EB Comics, it's in the description below. If you're into rare comics. If you're not into rare comics, well then you don't have to click it. But if you are, oh man, a whole new world will open up before you. I might be overselling that one a bit. Who's joining us today? I can see the B-Man, Brandon Taylor. Ahoy, ahoy. Evan Belleau, sup everybody, sup. Sophie Y, yay, Saturday. At last, you know what that means. It's Way of the Brush time. Hi, everyone. Hi, Kris. Hi, Sophie. Disco, what's up, Kris? Happy Saturday morning. Happy Saturday. Johnny's Chop Shop, sup. Hey, it's the name I haven't read in a bit. Johnny's Chop Shop. Scott Radum, come in awe. You'll never forget. Ravine. Come in awe. I don't I don't know what that is a reference to, Scott. You got me. You got me. You got me. Good job. You got me. Nathaniel's greetings, Kris and fellow monk guys. Hope you're having a great weekend. So far, so good. Staying busy. It's been a busy week. It was up till 1 a.m. Was it Thursday night, which would have been early Friday, for the Las Vegas Open reveal that Games Workshop did. I did a little live stream. I might have been a little bit inebriated while doing it, so I don't really quite. I don't know if I said anything stupid. I'm sure I said stupid things, but yeah. But anyway, it was a lot of fun, and seeing the Avatar in all its nice, clear glory. Mogan Raw. Oh my God, Mogan Raw. I know some people are like, he looks stupid. He looks awesome. I'm on the side of he looks awesome. I think he's a really good update to a classic miniature. And yeah, I think it's really fantastic. And of course, yeah, they showed these Shining Spears. I couldn't remember what the hell the damn Jet Bike Aspect Warriors were called. But anyway, yeah. Kind of Eldar player is he, right? Can't even remember Shining Spears. Because I never use them. I've never owned a unit. Believe it or not, in my Eldar collection, I have never owned Shining Spears. And they've been out for years and years. And when did the Shining Spears come into existence? It wasn't 2nd edition, was it? I think it might have been 3rd or 4th. I want to say it's 3rd. Shining Spears. They could have been in 2nd, though. I can't remember. Who remembers? Who remembers when Shining Spears entered the fray? Because I know 2nd edition they brought out Warp Spiders. Warp Spiders was the new unit for Eldar then. And 2nd edition. Man, so long ago. I may have to go and consult the runes. Return to the Garden of Crystal Seers and consult the spirits. Where am I here? Evan Belleau. Kris is coming in hot after his early AM Eldar Love Fest. Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I mean, I didn't quite catch what the presenters were talking about because I was flapping my gums so much. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the other part. I thought the Age of Sigmar stuff was really cool. The big demon dude for Horus Heresy, pretty darn cool. That model you probably kill somebody with because it's probably heavy with resin. What was it? Warhammer Plus, a new show coming out for that. Interesting. I know some people are probably, oh, it looks like crap. I mean, it's just a couple stills. I mean, like, what do you want? It was just a preview, man. It's just a preview. Things coming. There's shit coming down the pike. Like, let's go. What was the other shit? Oh, Necromunda. Right? Ash Wastes. Is it waste or waste? Ash Waste? Anyway, that sounds like Gorka Morka to me. So, for everybody out there who's wanted a return of Gorka Morka, we're going to get it. It's Gorka Morka, 2.0, I think. I mean, it's not really much of a stretch to imagine, using orc vehicles. And, like, why not, right? Because who knows what kind of crazy crap is out in the ash wastes of Necromunda, or any hive world for that matter, right? So, yeah. It's like Mad Max shit out there, right? Between the hive worlds. Get attacked by orc raiders, maybe even Eldar corsairs, Genestealer cults. You know what I mean? Like, there's all sorts of crazy crap that people can encounter, out in the ash waste, right? And it just turns into this whole Mad Max type of situation. And if they bring out like Mad Max vehicles and stuff, like 40k Mad Max vehicles, that'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Come on, people. Where's your enthusiasm? Enthusiasm. What movie is that from? Does anybody know? Where the word enthusiasm is repeated? Imagine, if you will, a heavier set man with a baseball bat circling his generals. I'll give you a minute. Hit you with that movie reference right away. Marley G. Hey, Kris. Hope you're well. I am Marley. You spelled my name wrong, though. You spelled my name wrong. Scott Radham. Ravine was a big hypnotist in Canada in the 80s. He was all over the country with a massive ad campaign every time. He referenced the Trailer Park Boys all the time, checking to see if you knew. No, I did not know. A hypnotist, no. Never heard of him. But I usually don't pay attention to a lot of crap. So that doesn't mean that, I mean, I know I'm out of touch with a lot of shit, but yeah. Anyway. Martha G, speaking of the updates, I'm excited for the Ash Waste reveal. Yes, yeah. Same here. I mean, like, man, I just hope, I just hope that they give us, like, imagine, like, this is the perfect setting, okay? Here, this is speculation, and I seriously doubt anybody from Games Workshop, especially the people who design and work on these models, I'm sure they don't pay attention to the crap I talk about. But anyway, what if, holy crap, okay, we get an assortment of, ash waste vehicles, human vehicles. We could also toss in the orc vehicles. Oh, orcs and humans versus each other out in the ash waste, or even racing against each other. Who knows, right? Maybe the Corsairs, Corsairs on jet bikes. Maybe we'll get special jet bikes for them, right? Things that are all doodadded up, right? With, shit, right? Dark Eldar, whatever, right? But what if we finally, if this is the excuse, we finally get Genestealer cult limousines and cars. I mean, are you all seeing that? Are you seeing it? For God's sakes, people, are you seeing it? Genestealer cult limousines. And they're trying to raid convoys and trains, and you know what I mean? Like, and of course, you know, if they're talking about like train heists and stuff like that, like, I hope they make a train. Wouldn't that be cool? Just as like, you know, scenery bit. Like just the terrain for the game, right? You know how like usually these games, you know, it's a couple sprues of vehicles, whatever, and then they throw in terrain. What if the terrain was just the train? Terrain and train. Those are two words that sound too close together. I'm messing myself up here. But yeah, Genestealer cult limousines. Come on, people. Who's with me? Let's go. Rah! How come we're not driving a bunch of trucks blockading Warhammer World? We want our Genestealer cult limousines. Anyway. Navania, I think they came out in 3rd edition. Not absolutely sure myself. Yeah, I mean, I could grab all the codexes and have a look. But yeah. Because Warp Spiders, I know, came out in 2nd edition. I don't know what else came out in 2nd edition. Concept of Exodites and stuff like that. That came out in 2nd edition. But like everything else, as far as like a lot of the aspects, Guardians, Avatar, Phoenix Lords. Well, no, the Phoenix Lords were also in edition too. Yeah, there was no Phoenix Lords in Rogue Trader. Just 2nd edition introduced all that crap. Then 3rd edition, I think, introduced the Shining Spears. I thinks. Methinks, anyway. Methinks. Scott Raid, I'm looking forward to some Ash Waste minis too. Yeah. I hope it's basically the Gorka Morka campaign. Because Gorka Morka, like, again, it was, you know, it was 2nd edition rules, basically. And it also had the Necromunda campaign system. You know, which is fun. Which is fine. I mean, if it's Necromunda rules, just with the addition of vehicles, why not? I mean, we're getting pretty much back into 2nd edition 40k at that point, but I mean, Kill Team kind of, you know, there's parallels, but it's not a translation so much, right? But anyway. Kim, hello. Marley G, vehicle rules in Necromunda, one step closer to a new Gorka Morka. Yeah, yeah, 100%. I think Ash Waste, I mean, it's Necromunda and, you know, with vehicles. That's Gorka Morka, right? It's just no Gork or Mork, right? It's just humans. But it's not unfeasible to throw in orcs, Eldar, Genestealer cult, you know, chaos. Like, it's nothing to add those in. I mean, like, the minor players, so like the gangs, right? It's like the gang of Genestealer cults, the gang of, you know, cultists. It's, you know, Eldar Corsairs. It's, you know, Orc boys, you know. It's not like the full-on invasion. It's not like, you know, battle tanks and stuff like that. It's guys running around on motorbikes and, you know, dune buggies and stuff, right? So it's not, you know, massive war scale. It's just a couple cars, people shooting at each other with pistols kind of thing. Anyway. Gelby, what do you think about Space Marine 2? I'm stoked to give some bids. Give some bids. I don't, what does that mean? Give some bibs. What?
Gib.
Oh, sorry, my daughter here has to explain this lingo to me. Okay, so he says, I'm stoked to give some bibs.
Well, I don't know what the bibs are, but the gib, it's gib.
Oh, this is sounding like a conversation from Spaceballs. I don't know what bids. It's bids. Give some bids.
I don't know what the bid's supposed to be. I don't know. I have no gib. Gib.
Okay, well, anyway, it's in reference to a video game. A Space Marine 2 video game.
I would not know.
Thank you. Thanks for the help. No help.
Got you at the first part.
Yeah, thanks.
There you go.
No, you. What are you doing? Shut my door.
I'm doing laundry.
Oh. Okay. Space Marine 2, yeah, I'm excited. I liked the first Space Marine game. It was good. I enjoyed it. And the multiplayer was, you know, with its limitations, it was fun. So hopefully Space Marine 2, if they incorporate another multiplayer with that, I hope it's a little bit deeper, and I hope it's more players. I mean, at least 10 aside. 10 aside would be fun. maybe more. 30? Could you imagine a 30-player Space Marine game? 60 players? Could you imagine if they gave us a sandbox game? Like Battlefield? I mean, we've all wanted that for so long. We kind of had that with Eternal Crusade, but I don't know. Is Eternal Crusade, do people even still play that? I don't even know. I haven't checked it out in a long time. I'm not on Windows, right? So I don't know. Sophie Wild. Untouchables. Oh, very good. Sophie with the win. Very good. I knew I liked you. Nathaniel. Scarface? No, not Scarface. Sophie got it. Sophie was the first one. You know what, Sophie? Are you an overachiever? Are you an overachiever? Were you the kid in class who was always hand up? I know the answer. I'm just teasing. Legion. Shining Spears are 3rd edition. 3rd edition? Space Marine. Shining Spears are a 3rd edition. 3rd edition. Yeah, I think so, right? Yeah, because I don't remember them being in 2nd edition. Because I mean, you had the Viper, but there was no model for it until like the very end of 2nd edition. The jet bike, and that got an update during 2nd edition because the old pewter one didn't have the tail fins. It was just straight like a bike with a rocket engines kind of thing. And so yeah, Shining Spears, yeah, must have been added in. And then we got the planes in what, 5th edition? The Hemlock and the fighter plane. You know, the guy. The Aspect Warriors that fly the jet fighter. I'm pretty sure that was like 5th edition, I think, right? Or were they in 4th? I don't think they were in 4th. But anyway. Marley G. Kris, sorry. Auto-corrected. No problem. Ben Ellis, did you spot the Chaos Marine and Corsair box news? The Chaos Marine and Corsair box news. Oh, excuse me. You might have to refresh my memory here. The Chaos Marine and Corsair box news. Like a Corsair box? I'm at the GW reveal. They revealed the Corsairs for Kill Team, which is very cool. I'm excited for that. I was very excited for that. I remember that. But the Chaos Marine and Corsair box, no. Unless, of course, you're talking about the new Eldar and Chaos box set coming out. Yeah, that'll be coming out. But it's not Corsairs. It's just Craft World Eldar. Aaron Seach. A thought I had is, what if Ash Waste is a car combat game, something like Gaslands, but if it's Gorka Morka, I'm all in for new vehicles to Orcify. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, just more civilian type stuff, you know? Like, because here's the thing, like with the Ash Waste, I mean, like, is it just we're going to play a game of, like, say, a particular couple human groups that are fighting amongst each other? Or, you know what I mean? Or is it like the houses, and this is their street gang type of stuff? We're getting some Tokyo Drift type situation going on here with the Necromunda gangs, and and they're escorting. Because again, I mean, like, if it's all about escorting trains and, payloads and stuff like that, and you're asking, corpse grinders to do that for you, I don't know. I don't know if your shipment's going to make it, man. Or the crew of whoever's moving it. Those corpse grinders are going to grind them up. But yeah, I'm interested. I'm in. It's Necromunda. They had me at Necromunda. You had me at Necromunda. Gelby pulls up in a limo. Get in, bitch. We're crossbreeding with the populace. He's got the sunglasses sitting in the car. Yeah, I can see it. Make that image happen. Make it happen. Make it so. Ben Ellis, just the box set plan, no content. No yet. I think. Whoa, that's some English. Just a box set planned, no content. No, yet. Throw. I think. Holy shit, he basically typed out his thoughts. What he was thinking, he typed out. That's awesome. Nathaniel, Phantom Lords in 2nd edition? Phantom Lord, the Phoenix Lords. Did I say Phantom Lords? Must have metallic on the brain. Aaron Siege, howdy Kris and Monkey Brethren, happy Saturday. I'm wanting to pick up the Eldar model just to paint the fucking thing. Yeah, you might as well, man. I mean, Kris is not about to tell you how to spend your money. You spend your money however you like. It's your money. You're the one who's got to assemble and paint the son of a bitch. So you do whatever makes you happy. Scott Radum, Aaron Seach, Speed Freaks was sort of Gaslands-ish game already. It exists. I don't care much what GW does for the rules. Just want some cool minis. Yeah, I think so. And I mean, it's pretty easy for, Games Workshop to just continue to be what they say they are, right? Is just a miniature company, right? A model company. And, they can basically revive these old properties, which is why, like Titanicus and Epic, give us that stuff back, man, even the old board games, like if they really wanted to, but there's no miniatures unless of course they incorporated miniatures into it. You know what I mean? Like if we got something like, Space Crusade or I don't know, Eldar Attack or any of the old, board gamey type of games, and just put miniatures in them instead, right? So yeah, why not? Why not indeed? Gail B, Nids. Sorry, I meant Nids. Oh, Nids. Oh, Gibbs for Nids. I hear you now. Disco, Kris, you are no longer current on the kids' slang and hip speak. No, shit, no. Dude, I ask my kids all the time. I usually go my daughter first to catch me up on shit, especially if it's something like I've never heard of, or it's a concept I've never heard of, or it's a word or usage or whatever. I'm like, what does that even mean? I usually go to my daughter first. And if she's not around, then I ask my son. My son is older, so, he's still with it, kind of, I guess. I don't know. I can't judge, really, because I'm not with it, so fuck, what do I know? So, what am I going to do? Anyway. Nathaniel, hello, Monkey Lord Offspring. Yeah, it's my daughter. She's got to wash her uniform. Le Lion Noir, evening everyone. Afternoon, Kris. Afternoon. Sophie, for Ash Waste Vehicles, a Vansar biker gang using Space Marine bikes with equipment nets attached to the sides. That would look cool. A Space Marine bike would be cool. Vansars, yeah. I mean, Vansars, I could see them driving something that looks like a stripped down Space Marine motorbike. Imagine a Space Marine motorbike without all the armor. Kind of like Batman's Pod Racer, fuck. His Bat Pod thing, his little bike thing. Imagine something like that, but, so it feels a bit more Necromunda, right? They haven't slapped all the armor on. It's just the chassis with the engine and, you know what I mean? Like, it's still a bike. It just doesn't have the armor. That would be interesting, right? That would be interesting. And then, of course, you get the gangs that have, less funds for equipment or less technical know-how and get junkier looking vehicles and stuff. Yeah. That'd be fun. I mean, like, I'm excited. I'm curious to see where they go with this. Jimmy Hippity Hop. Good day to y'all. Good day. Sophie. Actually, yes, Kris. First to answer questions in class, I was a right SWAT. What's a SWAT? See? Damn kid lingo. Damn kids. Their lingo. What's a SWAT? It's not the same as a twat. I'm assuming. I'm going to assume you spelt that as you meant it. So I don't know what a SWAT is, though. It's one of those UK expressions. Country spawned the language, but nobody seems to speak it. Marley G. Eternal Crusades closed its servers September 10th, 2021. Oh, really? Oh, that's a shame. Because I had high hopes for that one. I played it a little bit, and yeah, I enjoyed it. It was like it didn't flow very good, but like all the beats were there for something good. But yeah, but near the end, I don't know if they updated it at all or what have you. But yeah, that's kind of a shame. I'm kind of sad now. I'm kind of bummed they had to close the servers down. Johnny's Chop Shop, Way of the Brush, episode 370. You're doing great. And other reasons to stay alive. Ah, okay. I'm not usually one for this concept of. I see this a lot, and it's not a criticism against anybody who does this kind of thing, but I don't really feel it necessary. Is this whole idea of pushing hobby positivity, and like on its face, absolutely nothing wrong with it. You know, presenting a lot of positivity, but for me, it is a hobby is a positive in your life anyway. A hobby is what in your free time, something that you enjoy. So already you are expressing positivity and joy in the activity that you're doing. That's right. That's a hobby. So being positive about a hobby is not necessary. Now, where it does need positivity in the same regard is on social media. So it's not the hobby that needs to be reinforced as far as being something positive for everybody. It's our interactions with social media in regards to this hobby, because it's very, very toxic. In almost all, I don't even know which space in social medias is not toxic. For as far as the Warhammer community, hobbying community, what have you, all this shit that we give a shit about. Is there a safe space for anybody in there? I mean, yes, there's pockets of it within most of them, but overall, very, very toxic. Discord, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Shit, I don't even know what some other ones. I'm sure there's a bunch. But anyway, right? Is there a hobby space out there, like a platform of social media that it doesn't have a bunch of toxic people in it? Right? I don't know. But anyway. So I don't feel it's necessary. This concept of hobby positivity. A hobby is positive in its very nature, right? It's your free time. You're doing something you enjoy. It already is associated with happiness and your personal well-being. What isn't is the social spaces. And that needs to change. That has nothing to do with the hobby other than, you know, the genre or, you know, the circles, right? So, yeah, I don't feel it necessary in that regards. I encourage people to actually stop interacting with social media stuff. Again, you know, like Instagram. Instagram is, for the most part, benign, right? But there's still lots of toxicity in there. And also the other one is that Instagram, it is a lot of comparison, right? Oh man, I'll never paint like that. And that can bring you down, right? See, it's not the hobby that's bringing you down or making you feel anxious or envious or inadequate or anything like that. It's not the hobby. It's the social media that's creating those thoughts in your head. Even Instagram, right? Oh, I'll never paint like that. Oh, I'll never do that. And then you fill your head with all this doubt, and then you go to sit down and do your hobbying, and you can't concentrate, and you're not doing anything, and it's, you know what I mean? And so, yeah. So it's not the hobby. The hobby doesn't need positivity. The hobby in itself is already positive. What it needs is the social media spaces need to change, or we delete them all. I'm for deleting them. Because these tech companies have too much fucking of our information and resources. I say fucking burn them all down. The wannabe painter, hey Kris, or no, hey folks. Hope everyone is having a fine and having a good weekend. I hope so as well. Thanks for joining us. Evan Belleau. Kris is asking if Sophie is that student that reminded the teacher on Friday afternoon when homework wasn't assigned for the weekend. Oh man, yeah, Sophie, if you were that kid, oh man, I would have words for you. I'd have words for you. Because guaranteed, I was the kid who didn't even show up on Friday. Gail B, man, that Slanesh hentai fire. What? Matthew Perez, good morning, Kris and fellow monkeys. How is everyone doing this fine day? Everybody's doing pretty good, I think. I hopes. Malkiros, it's the magnificent beard. Beard? I don't have a beard. Well, I got stubble today. You can see some of my gray hairs coming through. Getting old, man. Getting old. Anyway, yeah. Greenleaf terrain. Get naked. Weirdo. Ben, less wine here, I think. Just pouring out your thoughts. Your wine thoughts. Greenleaf. They have those. The Genestealer cults have bikes. Yeah, I know they have the bikes and they have like the truck with the blade on the front and stuff like that. But yeah, the limo. I mean, so many Genestealers. I mean, I don't even play Genestealers, but I want the limo back. I mean, it's such an iconic image back in the Rogue Trader era. Genestealer cult with the limos. It's just burned into the brain. And yeah. Sophie, SWAT is smart. SWAT is smart? Then why not just spell smart? Or was that a typo? SWAT was supposed to be smart. I don't know. Nathaniel, SWAT is special whiz kids of teachers. Nathaniel, episode 370. What the fuck are kids talking about? Yeah, what are they talking about? The B-Man, super chat, 20. Didn't have any chat. What was the chat? But thank you for the $20, bud. Unfortunately, the little thingies don't pop up because I had to switch programs because the previous program I was using, which had all the nice bells and whistles and everything, for whatever reason stopped working. It's a service I pay for, and it stopped working. And yeah, I still have not corrected it. I suspect though it's basically they did an update and they fucked my shit up basically. So anyway. Kim, the Way Brush Discord is mostly cool. Oh yeah, our Discord is like 99% cool. Everybody in here is people who want to be here and just, talk about shit, right? Which is good. I encourage it. And yeah, I mean, I know that there are people, who lean either way to whatever, issue we're talking about. And that's fine too. I mean, I welcome all. The only thing I don't welcome are the extreme fringes of either of those. I don't really welcome those. I don't welcome extremists. I mean, I'll tolerate them somewhat, but yeah, I'm not really for extremists. Gelby, people are cunt mufflers. Fuck them and do what you want. There we go. Cunt mufflers. I like that. I'm gonna use that. Cunt mufflers. That's a good one. Cunt mufflers. Yeah, that's fun. That's just fun. It just rolls right off the tongue. And yeah, I'm gonna use that. That's getting added into my repertoire. Yeah, like in the first Terminator movie. Remember, he's got his little index of like his responses. Yeah, cunt muffler just got added into my list of responses, of which I have only a few. Fuck you, asshole. Scott Radom, the painting community gets less and less toxic the further you move from any game system. If it's just brush and paints, I found it to be pretty damn positive. I usually try to break it down, though. Yeah. Again, I don't... Honestly, I like Facebook. I use Facebook less and less. I find myself less and less. I don't spend much time on it. Unfortunately, though, I do end up on Instagram more often, but I'm looking at pretty pictures, and most of my Instagram feed is miniatures and family stuff. That's it. Same with Facebook. It's just miniatures and family stuff. You know. Twitter, it's just for announcing shit, talking, right? TikTok, short form of what I'm already doing, right? So, yeah, I don't put too much stock into all these things. If they went away, I'd still do what I do. Not on YouTube, of course. If YouTube went away, because YouTube pretty much is still social media because we still have a back and forth interaction with it, right? Whereas if it was just a video hosting site and there was no conversations going on the videos, then yeah, it'd be something different. But because it is, we can talk back and forth, that's a social thing. Johnny Chop Shop, how do you feel about Magic the Gathering Warhammer crossover coming out later this year? How do I feel about it? I have no feelings either way. Go right for it. I've never played Magic the Gathering. I've played a lot of Warhammer. I've played cards. I've played the Warhammer 40k card game. What was that called? Battle for Pandora Prime? Yeah, I still have the box. That's why I was reading it. Well, I don't have just the box. I still have my deck. But anyway, yeah. You know, it's a card game. It's honestly the card game scene, as far as being a publisher and manufacturer of it. It's a good scam. It's a good scam. People pay ridiculous amounts of money for these little pieces of paper. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. As far as a business is concerned, it's printing money. It's printing money. Magic the Gathering and like people chasing after these cards and paying hilarious amounts of money for cards, for pieces of paper. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. So, I mean, it's not unreasonable that Games Workshop wants to get in on that action. They've done it before with limited success. So, yeah, why not tag on with the big boy, right? And I'm sure that comes about, like the cooperation between the two brands, because they have interactions with each other. And in fact, because isn't the company that owns Magic the Gathering, don't they, isn't that Wizards of the Coasts? Isn't that Hasbro? Doesn't Hasbro own all that? And isn't, like, reportedly Hasbro a huge shareholder of Games Workshop? I've heard that one as well. Anyway. Greenleaf Terrain. It's the size of my deek. My deek. Which brings me down. Oh, the size of your dick is what brings you down. Got you. Not the work, not the hobby. Yeah. But do you even hobby, Adam? Like, because you're making stuff all the time. I guess you, like, no, because is it still a hobby for you? I don't know. Sophie, hobby and social media, you need to ignore the bad, focus on the good. I wasn't that bad. I never asked for weekend homework. It spoils hobby time. Yeah, if you were that kid, Sophie, oh man. I'm being polite. When I say we would have had words. I'm being polite. And yeah, the social media stuff, yeah, it's ignore the bad. Yeah, you pretty much have to have a thick skin when it comes to sharing yourself on the internet in any capacity, as far as, you know, what you're sharing, right? As far as like making videos about your life or workout routines or hobbying or, you know, whatever, right? As soon as you put yourself out there, you're going to get all sorts of people, both toxic and non-toxic. Nathaniel, I take Instagram, Pinterest, and other sites as inspiration or references, and if I see something, I try to reverse engineer the steps or take a different approach to achieve same results. Cool, yeah. Yeah, Pinterest. I forgot about Pinterest. Because it's just picky chores too. But you can leave comments and stuff like that on Pinterest, right? So it's a social thing. I do the Pinterest thing as well. But again, I treat it like a lot of the other social spaces. I just advertise on it, basically. I don't do much interaction with it. I just don't care. Peter Magro, where is the bathtub and the resin? I mean the hot tub, not the bathtub. If I ever assembled a large format Forge World kit, I would probably take all of them chunks. Like, for example, if I ended up with a manta, it's not happening. Get it out of your heads. And I had to wash all the parts. Yeah, I just fill up a bathtub, bubble bath, jump in, grab my scrubby brush, and then just scrub. And that might be an episode of something. Just me in the bathtub scrubbing Forge World resin. I don't know who the fuck wants to watch that, but it could happen. Aaron Seach, fuck that, I want an orc train. Kris, you sold me on the train. Yeah, wouldn't that be cool? Like, just as far as, like, because, like, it can be a 40k train, right? It can be just, remember in old Epic, the squats had the land train, and it was just, like, basically, like, kind of like a hover train. And it just, you know, went wherever. It was, of course, it was squats, so it was equipped out the ass with guns and bombs and missiles and mortars and shit like that. But in, you know, in the 40k universe, a land train, you know, that can freely kind of transverse across the vast distances between hive worlds, it's not a horrible idea, right? And, you know, why not? So, yeah. Land train. Gel B, just made that up. Glad you like it. Yeah, I like it. It's good. It's a good one. What was it? Cunt muffler. Cunt muffler. Yeah, I like that. Again, it rolls right off the tongue. Matthew Perez, random find, but I just fell upon the sticker pack from the Patreon pack. Fix into place for rectal use only sticker on my 3D printer. Yeah, do it. Do it. Send pictures and tag me in them. If like this goes for everybody. I know I'm way behind on sending out all the patrons, your dice and everything like that. Don't worry. Even if you have left, you're still on my list and you will still get dice. Don't worry. You will get them. I'm not committing to a date though, but you are going to get them. What was I going to say? Oh, the stickers, right. Yeah. So I've been sending out stickers with the dice as well. So just for gigs, right? And yeah, I've been sending out those rectal use only stickers as well for Project Mayhem. Okay, remember Project Mayhem? Of course you do. So make sure you tag me in it. I know it's counterproductive for Project Mayhem, but yeah. And we lost Robert Paulson too. His name was Robert Paulson. Gelby, Xbox achievement, learn new phrase. Yeah. Yeah, I should have had the little thing pop up. Yeah. I have to make up an animation for that. Achievement achieved. Achievement achieved? Is that the proper way to say that? Achievement achieved? Achievement achieved. That sounds hilarious. Achievement achieved. It's achieved. He achieved the achievement. It's achievement achieved. Kim, I've not been in to check my Facebook page in 5 years. Yeah, and you're probably way better for it. Well, shit, Kim. I mean, like, you get so much painting done. I mean, that's what you got to do. You got to do, especially for all of us that are getting up there in age. I mean, just stay off the fucking social media. Stay out, especially Facebook, Instagram, you know what I mean? And just Twitter. Just stay off all that shit, man. It's not good for your brain. Hell, it's making young people crazy. So, you know. Yeah, just stay off it. Nathaniel, I deleted my Facebook account years ago. Yeah, and see, I've talked about that many times before. I just don't do it right now. My personal, I might lock out. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I just leave it up just because of this stuff. Just for advertising purposes, right? Just to occupy the space, essentially, is what I'm doing. I'm just occupying the space. Kurt Krishon. I'm sure I'm spelling that or saying that wrong. Being a super long time since I've been able to stop in. Good to see you, Kris. Yes, good to see you, Kurt. It's been a while since I've read that name. Krishon? Ben Ellis, episode 370, cock wobbles and cunt mufflers. I like that too. I'm not using it though. I'm sticking with our previous one. Maybe we'll save that for next time. Cunt muffler. Like, unless you use it all the time, because see, like, I'm not in the habit of using the word cunt often. In North America, that word, man, for whatever reason, it just there's a lot of sting behind it. I know in places like Australia and in Europe, everybody uses like like it, it's common, like a common expression. But in North America, we don't. And yeah. I'm just trying to think of like, you fucking cunt muffler. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of the best ways to use it. I'll figure something out. Don't worry about Kris. If it's a way to insult and piss people off, don't worry. I'll figure it out. Matthew Perez posted in Discord as Little Rocker Dude. Oh, you're Little Rocker Dude. Okay. Nathaniel, as much as there are toxic people out there, there is also a lot of sickos that would watch you butt naked in a hot tub scrubbing stuff. Yeah. Oh, I know. Bunch of sickos. Gel B, achievement get. Achievement achieved? Kurt, no, you said it right. Krishon? Yeah. Krishone? Sophie, well, just Instagram, Discord, Twitch, YouTube for hobby stuff here. Don't bother with the rest. Okay. Yeah. Instagram, I mean, again, it's kind of like, I usually don't pay attention to comments on Instagram, so like that's why Instagram doesn't really bother me. Because it's just pretty pictures, right? And the other thing that I have been deliberately doing with my social media stuff is I'm basically messing with my algorithm. So I'm going through and I'm liking only specific things. I'm deliberately liking only specific things. Anything else, I don't want, because I don't want it, coming at me. And yeah. And then of course, if you are the kind of person that leans a certain way as far as, issues are concerned, I highly recommend you like something that is contrary to, where you sit ideologically, only for your own sanity and only to prevent you from remaining within information silos deliberately. So for example, if you're somebody who is watching a lot of MSNBC, I highly recommend you like a article regarding the other side, something Fox, whatever, doesn't matter. And vice versa. If you get a lot of your information from Fox, I highly recommend you like something from the other side of the aisle. That will mess up your algorithm, and that will get you out of those silos. And everybody needs to get out of them. Yes, it's kind of uncomfortable. Yes, things are going to be said that you're going to be like, oh my, you're going to roll your eyes at, right? You're going to roll your eyes so hard, they're going to roll into the back of your skull. Yes, I know that. But for your own sanity, busting out of that silo is going to be painful. It's a journey. I highly recommend you do it though. Because then it doesn't know what information to send you all the time. And so it'll just send you mostly current things, right? Or things that might be trending, or, that kind of stuff. It'll just send you the default safe kind of things to send you, that to engage you, because that's what it wants to do, right? The algorithm wants to engage you. And so that's why it's always pushing these, you know what I mean? Like if you like certain things, it's going to keep sending you more, right? It's like a buffet. It's just, oh, I like the potato salad. I'm going to have potato salad. And here's more potato salad. Oh, you know what? Here's potato salad with onions. Here it is with cream cheese. Here it is, you know what I mean? Like, and it just gives you more and more and more and more and more. And then all of a sudden you're just sitting there and it's like, oh, why is the whole world cream cheese and baked potatoes? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to get out of it. And so that's why I highly recommend you deliberately engage with stuff that you normally would not engage with, because that will throw your algorithm off. Give it a try. Give it a try. I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? You might get a dick pic. Some people welcome dick pics. I, for one, welcome our new alien overlords. Jimmy Hibbity Hop. In the UK, it's a term of endearment. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. No, I've heard that. Same with like Australia. Australians seem to use it every other word, right? So, yeah. Which is hilarious. You know, no judgment. It's just hilarious. It's just these cultural idioms that I find very interesting. You know. Aaron Seach, used in a sentence. Hey, you. Shut your cunt muffler. But wouldn't a cunt muffler muffle the cunt, right? So you shut your cunt muffler would mean close it or take it off or move it so the cunt was free to just be a cunt. Like, yeah, I don't know. I get it. Gail B, now I'd pay to see that mustache get nice and moist in the tub. Weirdo. Bunch of weirdos. Hail Boop. I'm out of my silo and coming for a Canadian silo. All 10 of you can't stop me. Shut up, Boop. All 10 of you. I'll take you all on. Yeah, Canadian silo. Canadian silo is just like, well, not just like American silos, but pretty darn close. Yeah, there's... I seen a video. I think it was a Canadian news clip, and because there's some things going on in Canada right now. Basically, the capital's gonna get blocked. It's gonna get blocked, and yeah, buddy's at like some gas station talking about Civil War, and it's like, Civil War in Canada, like, give me a break. There's only 10 people up here, man. There's only 10 people in Canada. You know everybody that's gonna have to fight, so like it doesn't make any sense. Old man Logan, hi Kris and monkeys, hope all is well. Yeah. Dark Commission, hi Kris and monkey peeps, hi. Nathaniel, hi. Dark Commission, hey. Gelby, I'd welcome a dick pic from Nurgle. Oh, good God. Good God. Open up any medical textbook and find any affliction for a genital, and you'll have your Nurgle dick pic for sure. Oh, no, stop. Stop. I can feel an image trying to creep its way into my head, because I have done this. I have. I've seen them. Not all of them. Not all of them. I can't remember where the hell we were. We were flipping through a medical textbook, and we were looking at venereal diseases, and it's like, oh my Lord, no. Oh, his pee-pee is gonna fall off. It's melting, for God's sakes, it's melting. Oh, another one, yeah, it looked like barnacles. Oof, it looked like barnacles. Oh, man. Like proper oysters and clams. Just, and that little thing with the little flower thing that comes out. Yeah, it's like that. Oof. Oof. It's gross. It's gross. Okay, I'm changing the topic. Ben Ellis, or any of you cunt mufflers want a drink when in the pub? Yeah, any cunt mufflers? Hey, why don't you muffle your cunt? Gilby, maggots. Maggots. Ben Ellis, you want a Nurgle nude pic? Search blue wall. Yeah, fuck you. No way. No, not searching that. Dark Commission. My sis-in-law is a nurse, and some of her medical books should be in the horror section. Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. Some of those things. Oof. Oh, I'm getting freaked out right now. Actually, honestly, I'm getting a case of the heebie-jeebies. Sophie, a Way the Brush, hot brush, joint monkey stream, magnifying glasses supplied. Oof. Sorry, peeps, I couldn't resist saying it. Hot tub. Duh. The hot tub magnifying glasses? supplied? Oof. Or because you're saying no? Or are you saying because things will shrink in the water? Is that why we need the magnifying glass? There is shrinkage. There is shrinkage. I'm not going to lie, Sophie. There is shrinkage. I'm sure we can all look that up in a medical textbook. What time are we at here? 3 minutes to 1. Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. Okay, let's head over to Instagram. Because we can and we shall. Because I'm all cut up on comments. Kim, there are 3 against 1,000. It was the toughest 3 we ever met. Jesus. All right. Instagram. Where are we? Here we go. Oh, this is from Kim. Let's make sure we give it a like. We got to make sure Kim gets his likes. Vampire from Crimson Court. Was this the exclusive? No, this was from a box. I have no idea. Me likey. I like to work on the hair and the flesh. Nice work on the cloth too. That looks like a fun model to paint. Tiny. Details, though. It's got the details. Another one from Kim. More pictures of the same walkway. It's a walkway. Walkway unit. Now, we looked at these in the email, didn't we? Last week? And so he's just sharing his efforts on the thing. I like the mask of this one. I like how you painted that. You got nice little transitions going on. I like also too the you're playing with different greens, right? So close together, right? Because you go with the yellowy green and then you go with the colder green on the face. I like that. It's a good call. Kim, have you ever played in the realm of monochromatic color schemes? Have you ever played with monochromatic? Just playing with a color, one color, and you can only, push the shadow values or push the highlight values. And that's it. And saturation, I suppose. For everybody else out there, I would highly recommend at least once in your miniature painting endeavors and as you push to become a better painter, more experienced painter, more. I like your work on the gemstones there. That's good. It gets that gemstone, non-metallic or non-metallic, the fucking transparency, the impression of that transparency there. I like that. But yeah, I highly, highly recommend it for everyone. Did I give that last one a like? Oops, shit. Yeah, I did. Okay. Some more walkway. I don't know why it's so hard to speak. Not enough coffee, I guess. But yeah, this goes for everybody out there. Playing around within the realm of monochromatic. Give it a try. You don't have to do it right now. I'm just saying, put it on your list of things. Because like I was talking about with this figure here, how you have the green of the hair, but you also have the green of the face. And yeah, you can push the color in those values, right? You can add more yellow, make it warmer. You can add more blue and make it cooler, right? You can play with its saturation, make it very green, very dull green, right? You can push more white and make it very bright, more black and make it very dark, I would highly, highly recommend at least once as an exercise. Think of it as an exercise. The hell's this? Oh, is this somebody just using the hashtag way the brush? Fuck it. We'll give him a like. 2 days ago, some Bob Ross sky. I like it. I've seen that sky before. I've seen that. Maybe he's local. Mixed media on paper. And Kevin Cabal with another figure. Ralpartha High Elf advancing with sword. CS011, 0211 from 1979, sculpted by Tim Mayer. This awkwardly named elf was part of the Relpartha Fantasy Collector series of 25mm figures or miniatures. Painted for a collector, the detail on the miniature from 1979 is incredible. From the Celtic style knotwork on his tunic to the wings engraved on his helm, the high level of the sculpt on this little guy is incredible. I decided that as an elf, he should have a few plants around him. Painted with Vallejo and Citadel paints, based with Woodland Scenics and Gamer Grass products. Let's give it a like. Let's have a look. Yeah. Yeah, I like all the texture in the helmet. Oh yeah, and the knot on the tunic. Yeah, from this angle, that looks like it was like it's straight up painted on. It doesn't like that's sculpted. That's kind of impressive if that's sculpted. Not that it's like a 1979 thing. It's just the talent of the sculptor to put that little design on the figure itself. It's a nice touch. Yeah. And it's on a 25mm base? Yeah. Or it's a 25mm miniature. Okay. So it's probably about a 25mm base. I'm just trying to get a sense of the size of this thing. Really solid work, man. I like the work on the gemstone, the cloth. Yeah. I like how nice and lush the grass looks too. And I like your multi-texture and use of multi-textures on the base as well. Those little yellow flowers look nice too. What are those from? Are those gamer grass? I like them. Want to be painter? The work continues on the Sherman tank with the chipping, enamel washes, mud, and a bit of rust here and there. Had really fun on the tracks, and it looks like I finally, after years, found a use for Ryza rust paint. Dry brushed over dark brown, very thinly on the outer track links. Looks quite good in my eye. To my eyes or in my eyes? In my eyes. Took some shine of the decals with the base paint and the chipping. Next we'll be cleaning up the enamel wash and some more rusting on the bigger chips. Very, very cool. Yeah, I like it. Oh yeah. The discoloration, the slight chipping. Yeah, that looks really good. Yeah, I can see it on the hatches, on the tops of the hatches and everything. Yeah, I like that. Oh yeah, those things are really caked with rust, eh? Dirt. Oof, look at that. I like that. I really like this. This is really good. I like that you have the mud that looks still fresh and still looks wet, and then you have that mud that looks dried and caked onto the surface. I like that. I like that visual mixture of the two like that. That looks realistic. And of course, scale modeling, that's the whole point, right? Yeah, that's really good work, man. Oh, you got a little bit of run going there. That's cool. Yeah, I really like it up on that main body area where it looks like fresh mud and then it goes to the dried cake stuff. Yeah, that's good stuff. I like it. Me likey. Did I like it? I liked it. The first scout. This is the artwork. Man in the moon. Talking about the moon. Lakota Sioux. Long time ago, the Dakota said that there was bison in the moon. They still say that. They still say it, eh? Okay. We'll give it a like. Where the hell am I? Hold on now. Yeah, okay, that's right. Oh, and then the last one's me. Okay, so here, Elephant. Kyle Parker Cunningham. Jeez, that's quite a name. Elephant and her kite. I'm not sure why people are using the hashtag Way the Brush on these. Yeah, Way the Brush. Huh. Pretending us humans with our mired distractions would be first to ever notice extraterrestrials is the kind of anthropocentric folly that we are all too easily fooled by. Anthropocentric? Not familiar with that word. Okay, we'll give it a like. Just because they're trying to make me think. They get points for that. They get points for trying to make me think. And then, of course, yeah. We got the, fuck, can't remember the name. Reductus Saboteur. There we go. Couldn't remember the goddamn name. Anyhow, that was it. So, if you want me to have a peek at your efforts of painting and you don't feel like joining us in Discord and you don't feel like sending me an email, use the hashtag WayOfTheBrush. And, yeah. All right. Where am I in the chat? Don't know. Heretic Scott, sup nerds? Sup? I'm seeing some of these weird comments here. Evan Belleau. And that's when Kris stumbled upon Way the Brush condom line motto, Nurgle won't bless your bits. Jeez. Jerry. I'd watch the shit out of that. Yeah. Scott Rader. Nice stuff, dude. Nathaniel, the elf looks like Link on an adventure. Yeah, he does kind of have that Link look, right? Gail B, the furry community has ruined the word not for me. If you're not aware, I won't explain. I'm not aware of not in the context of furry community. And you know what? I'm okay. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at ignorance is bliss kind of thing. I don't want to know. Zero's Hobbies. What's up, y'all? Y'all? What's up? Gelby, believe it or not, but I've never been on 4chan. I've only been to 4chan like once or twice. Yeah, I don't go to 4chan either. I barely go to Reddit. Reddit's another one. Yeah, Reddit's another one. I barely go to Reddit. I have like a Way of the Brush page on Reddit. I just share whatever shit I'm doing, right? So, again, most of these social spaces, I only treat them as advertising. That's it. Not that I don't want interactions or anything like that. It's just, you know, busy. Busy. Nathaniel, I wonder if the Sherman gets a diorama. I thought the model was for, was it Flames of War? No, Bolt Action? I thought it was for Bolt Action. Anyway. Gail B. I just have a lot of furry friends that curse my Twitter. That your Twitter feed? Yeah. Anthroplacentia? Anthroplacentia. The study of ancient placenta. Sophie, have you painted any Marvel Crisis mini, Kris? Curious as to how you'll do them. Have I painted any Marvel Crisis? No. No. Would I? Sure. Will I? Nothing's in the plans. I don't even know if I have any. I don't think I do. No, I don't think I do. And nobody's like, asked me to cover it as far as like, how to paint Spider-Man. I mean, I kind of figure everybody's kind of got that base covered. I seriously doubt I would do anything different than what somebody else, you know what I mean? Like, see, that's the thing with like these established properties with their established color schemes, right? Spider-Man's always going to get painted like Spider-Man. You're not going to paint Spider-Man in a blue-brown or, a green-white, right? Like, you're not going to paint Spider-Man like that. Are you going to make Colossus not look metallic, but make him look flesh, right? Paint his, like, all that armor on him, paint it to look like flesh? You're not going to do it, are you? You're going to paint him to look like Colossus, like you see in the comic books. Now, the fun part about Marvel, Marvel Crisis, is you can pretty much just do a base coat on those figures. A nice, smooth, even, clean base coat, and those figures would look fantastic. Those figures would look right out of the comic book, or even like the newer animated shows. Because the solid, bold colors with minimal highlights and no highlights and ambient lighting for the shadows would make it almost look like a cell shaded, or you know what I mean, like, and it would look cool on the tabletop, right? Now if you're interested in taking pretty pictures, then yeah, then you can go through all the steps. But as far as playing, a nice solid even clean base coat, like going in and putting the white and the black around Spider-Man's eyes, going in and covering the red and the blue, being very clean and neat about it all. Yeah, very, very cool. But, yeah, I mean, like, that's probably why I'm not clamoring to paint any Marvel Crisis Protocol stuff, because, there's only a few ways you can paint Spider-Man, right? Or any of the characters. They already have pre-established color schemes. Deviating from those color schemes is just going to trigger nerds. That's all. I mean, like, if I was looking to trigger nerds, then I'd do it. But it's not my game. It's not what I'm about. It's not what I'm about. So, yeah. The wannabe painter. The Sherman is actually for the tabletop. I wanted some more love to go into the vehicles because they are bigger pieces of the armor. Yeah, it's bolt action, right? Wannabe. It's bolt action you're playing. Like, they're pretty darn good scale, because those tanks are about, like, that Sherman's about, what, yay big, I think? So it's a pretty good size. It's probably like, what would be the scale? 148? 160? What is the scale? Scott Radham, the Shermans are good, dude. Yeah. Oh, the mud effect you've got going on, Wannabe, looks really, really good. I like it. Gelby, Reed Rocket. You gotta paint those Nid beasties. I need it now. Okay. Nathaniel, Spidey in a Green Lantern colors, Captain America with Wolverine scheme. Yeah, exactly, right? I mean, like again, like I honestly feel like, well, I feel like this most of the time, but I mean, like, what difference can I make as far as what I'm going to demonstrate as far as painting? See, to my way of thinking, when I demonstrate painting a Space Marine with whatever colors in whatever chapter scheme, without going into the embellishments as far as like the icons, tactical marking, stuff like that, just the straight up colors used, I do not feel it necessary to continue explaining. Like, say for example, I show you how to paint an Ultramarine. I don't feel the need to explain how to paint a Blood Angel, because all you do is just swap the colors. Same technique applies. See, the way I think about it is it's more or less I'm showing you the really kind of difficult part of the painting. Using color isn't the difficult part of painting. It's the actual brush technique and getting a feel for how the paint flows at certain consistencies. That's a large part of miniature painting. It doesn't matter what paints you're using because you get a feel for the consistency, right? So the paint brand doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a thin paint, transparency, thick-bodied, heavy-bodied, thin-bodied, with light fastness, the opacity. All those factors don't really matter because as you build experience practicing your miniature painting, you're really more concentrated on getting used to the flow of the paint through your brush. So again, when I'm demonstrating stuff, I'm often not concerned with what paint I'm using or particular colors. And I feel like people get caught up on what colors to use because I see it a lot whenever I see conversations about non-metallic metal. And it's, what colors did you use? What was the recipe? Well, just go from, I mean, you can pretty much go from a white to a black and pick whatever color you want in the middle. Right? So if you're going for a non-metallic gold, you're going to go within the yellows and browns. Doesn't really matter what colors because, again, you only need a brown, maybe, and a yellow with a white and a black. That's it. Pick whatever colors from whatever paint range you want. All you need are those colors. Mix them together. You can blend them depending on what techniques you use, right? Because you can glaze it, you can wet blend it, dry brush it, fucking do whatever you want. You know, just layer it, mix it, like whatever. Right? So, yeah. So that's why I usually don't get caught up about, you know, the miniature. And again, like with the Marvel stuff, I mean, like, honestly, with the movies and all this shit, like I'm kind of burned out on superheroes. I'm burned out on it. Which is why I've really gravitated towards Peacemaker because it's so different from a lot of other stuff. Guardians of the Galaxy, it's close, like that's its closest vibe is concerned. And yeah, I'm not familiar with Peacemaker. I have no idea what the character's about. I've never even heard of him before Suicide Squad. Right? So, you know. And yeah, I've been enjoying the show. It's hilarious. It's funny. I mean, you know, John Cena in Suicide Squad stole the show. And they said, you know what? Fuck it. Let's give him his own show that he can steal. He can steal his own show. And he does. John Cena's great. Like, and I never thought I'd ever be in the position to say, John Cena, he's a really great actor. Those words coming out of my mouth, I would never have thought I would say. And I'm still not really saying it. But as Peacemaker, this character, it's kind of like Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. The character was kind of just made for him, and he was made for the character, and the character was made for him, kind of thing. Downey Jr., Tony Stark, again, you know what I mean? Like, some of these actors and characters, right, they seem to just made for each other. And John Cena as Peacemaker, like, he just plays it so straight, and, you know, and he's such a douchebag. It's too funny, man. It's too funny. The show's too funny. But anyway, yeah. I can't remember where I was going with that, but yeah. I don't know. With the superhero stuff, I just kind of get burned out, and so like Crisis Protocol, I mean, it looks like fun, and if I was really into playing games with Magneto fighting, you know, Captain America, I mean, sure, why not, right? If I was really into it. I mean, I'm all about Star Wars. I don't have Star Wars Legion. I have not one single miniature from that game. Do I even have X-Wing? I have some X-Wing stuff. No Armada. You know, I love Star Wars, but I don't play those games. I don't paint those miniatures. Not that I'm opposed to them or anything like that. Just, you know, again, because the convention is to stay within the prescribed schemes. Warhammer, Age of Sigmar, right? You have creative license. Sure, you can paint a Blood Angel like a Blood Angel. You could also paint a Blood Angel like something else. It's okay. For the most part. Blue Blood Angels, kind of a hard one to imagine, right? But if there was a successor chapter that had, say, you know, one leg was blue and the rest of the armor was red, then you'd all be going, yeah, that's that chapter, and they do this, and these guys are really good. And that's why they all have the like blue. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. If it was in the fucking codex, everybody goes, yeah, it's in the codex, so it's there. You know what I mean? All it takes is somebody to fucking just type that into the PDF print, and it's in the book. And you know what I mean? Like, people lose their shit about it. It's really ridiculous sometimes, but whatever. Anyway. Where the hell am I? Want to be painter. Yeah, it's bolt action. They are 156 scale. Oh, 156? Okay. Because I knew for like a long time, they always said like 148 for Warhammer. Like the scale of Warhammer was 148. So, yeah. Nathaniel, 172 is pretty close, or not. 172, the figures would be really, really small. They'd be closer to like Flames of War. Flames of War is probably like 100 scale. Probably like 190 something or something like that. But, yeah. Whereas bolt action, no, the figures are about like yay tall. They're about almost an inch tall. Almost an inch. No, they're a little bit smaller than that, I think, eh? I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen the figures. Anyway. Dark Commission. Marco Frizzoni. Latest video is painting a figure in comic book style. Really good. Cool. I have no interest in painting comic book style. I know, I've been asked about that one as well. And I actually have notes. I made notes about how I would go about it. So it is on the back of my brain, because I know some people want me to demonstrate how I would do it. I don't know. See, me personally, I mean, like, because I don't oftentimes spend many, many hours on a miniature, just because, you know, I get fucking bored. You know, I don't paint a lot of figures to a super high standard. I could if I wanted to, but I just don't. And most of the time, I'm not going to really concern myself with the fastest, easiest way to paint something. More efficient. Being more efficient, right? And so if I was going to do something like a comic book style, I most likely would do something that was the most efficient. And that would be the least amount of work, but requires probably the most nuance, right? Knowing how to lay that smooth base coat down, right? Blends, if blends were necessary. Again, with comic book style, I mean, like, yeah. Again, I have notes. I've made notes about a video doing comic book style. Just haven't gotten around to preparing one yet. Scott Radham. Kris should check out the JCVJ on Amazon. It's only 6 episodes at 30 each. JCVJ. I don't know what that is. Oh, is that the Jean-Claude Van Damme? But what's the Van? Oh, yeah. I know which one you're talking about. Yes, it's a show. It's about Jean-Claude Van Damme, isn't it? That's what it is, right? Did I guess right? Did I win a prize? I win a prize. Yay. Anyway. Yeah. I think so. What the hell? Sorry. Things telling me. There's alerts. Alert! 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 Danger, Will Robinson. Danger! Did you guys watch that show? Lost in Space? I enjoyed it. Last season wasn't bad. They ended it, of course, but I mean, it still could go on if they wanted to, right? If they wanted to. The Wannabe Painter. The minis from Warlord games vary in scale a bit. Even in the single box or entry, there are different heights of models. The Sherman is is from Rubicon Models. They make very cool kits. Interesting. Scott Radham. Jean-Claude Van Johnson. Yeah. Gelby, Jean-Claude Van Penis. Okay. All right. There's only 3 movies of Jean-Claude Van Damme's that I enjoy and can watch whenever they're on. Bloodsport, Kickboxer, and Universal Soldier. That's it. And Lionheart. But it's been a long time since I watched Lionheart. But yeah. Bloodsport, Kickboxer, Universal Soldier. That's it. That was the only Lod Van Dam? Dam Von Claude something Gene? It's Gene Claude. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, it's only those ones. I don't even, like, I have no interest in Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yeah. Ben Ellis, if you were going to do something in a pop art style, would you avoid something like Lichtenstein style with the dots, etc., or do it with a mini monkey head or something like a larger figure? Man, again, there's three. Yeah, again, we're talking threes again. There's three ways to potentially go about it. Oh, jeez, had a spike there. Oof. But yeah, there's about three ways. At least the way I made my notes and everything like that, as far as, you know, what we're talking about. Yeah, there's three ways potentially going about doing it. Scott Radham, you forgot Time Cop, and you will love the show. I'll love the show. Okay? So you're telling me I'm gonna love this? Okay, well, maybe I'll give it a shot this weekend. Yeah, maybe. Time Cop, I only watched Time Cop once or twice, but I wasn't like, you know, yeah, it was amazing, you know. Because I mean, there was another one. Like Double Impact, you know. What was the other one? Van Damme. The one where he had the long mullet. He was playing somebody from like Louisiana or something like that. It was just ridiculous. Anyway, what the fuck one was that? I can't remember. Where Von Damme had a mullet. Zero Hobby. Hard Target. Yes, Hard Target. That's it. Thank you. Yes, Hard Target. Yes, that's it. Anyway, yeah, I'm very familiar with the Van Damme's, or at least his 80, 90 library. His 2000 stuff, I mean, he dropped off the planet for a while. Then he's made some sort of comeback. Oh, he was in Expendables. It seems like he came back around Expendables. So Stallone revived him. So he basically, Van Damme owes Stallone a Hummer. Anyway, Scott Radham. Oh no, Gail B. What do you think about Space Hulk Deathwing? The video game? Or the board game? Or what are we talking about? Space Hulk Deathwing. Like the expansion for Space Hulk? Or the video game? I don't know what we're talking about. Scott Radham. Kris, JCVJ VJ, is good because he can make fun of himself. Do yourself a favor and spend 30 minutes watching it. Hard Target. Yeah. Oh, no, I'll give it a shot. I've seen it. Yeah, it's because it's on Amazon here, isn't it? It's on Prime. Yeah, it's on Amazon. Yeah, you said it was on Amazon. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen the thumbnail for it. And I was like, because in the thumbnail, he's like wearing a tux or something, right? But anyway, yeah. The Wannabe Painter, didn't he do the Volvo truck commercial where he drove between two trucks without safety? Yeah, like he was doing his splits on it. Yeah, that's what he's known for, because he can't act for shit. So, yeah, splits. And I'm sure if you're known for a gimmick like that, it's like people go, "Yay, do the splits! Come on, Van Claude, do the splits!" You know, because it's what he's known for. That's what he's known for. That's it. That's it. That's all he's known for, is doing the splits. Rock hard abs and doing the splits. There we go. Well, in his youth. These days, I have no idea. But yeah. Sophie, I'd love to see Funky Pop Kris with the Way of the Rush shirt on. A Funky Pop Kris. Do they still sell blank Funko Pops? Because I don't think I could go to Funko Pop and say, yeah, make me a Funko. Because they'll be like, who the fuck are you? And no. Who the fuck are you? Get off my property. Oh, my doggy barking. She's barking right into my vent. She must be in the front window. Anyway, yeah, the Funko Pop. Yeah, they'll tell me to get the fuck out of there. And yeah, so but do they still sell the blank ones? I don't even know. Because if they do a blank one, then maybe we'll do a blank one. Scott Radom, Chance Baudreau, because his mama took one. I don't know what that means. Gelby, video game. Oh, the video game? No, I never played it. Or do it? Or do I own it? Fuck. I have Space Hulk on computer. Oh, no, Deathwing was a bit more actiony, right? It was a bit more first-person shooting. No, I never played it, though. Never played it. Looked fun. Never played it, though. Sophie, Hard Target, Scott. I like that movie. I don't remember Hard Target, other than he had a mullet. And he was supposed to be, like, from the South or some shit like that. Hail Boop, Jean-Claude Van Damme is Jean-Claude Van Damme, voiced by Jean-Claude Van Damme in Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yeah, exactly. It's, you know. Again, the 80s were a very weird time. There was a lot of drug usage going on. And so people became stars, kind of like nowadays, that really did not have much to offer. And I lump Van Damme, Schwarzenegger, and Stallone all in the same. Oh, and Seagal, all in the same category. Because those guys were the big ones. Because, you know, they, at the time, 80s, Stallone was probably the better actor of them all. Better. The only reason why Stallone loses a lot of points is because he can't fucking understand it because he's talking on the side of his mouth like he had a fucking stroke. So, you know, he loses points there. And Van Damme, he just has that shitty accent, so whatever. Schwarzenegger, yeah, he's been in America for how long? And he still has the fucking accent? Like, come on. Give me a break. Who's the other guy? Oh, Seagal. Yeah, fuck that guy. Oop. Yeah. At some point, you know, again, it's kind of like a similar vibe as either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain. And that's kind of the same thing with them, right? The 80s, they had their time in the 80s. They had their time. And they should have went away. Just went away, hung it up. Get all nice and flabby, retire, become a governor, whatever, right? Just go away. Zero. You actually can. There are some YouTubers with Funko Pops already. I'm sure there are YouTubers with Funko Pops, but we're talking probably YouTubers who are in the millions of subscribers. I am not in the million. I don't think anybody... Oh, no, there's people in this hobby that have millions, because like Jazza, he's in millions, I believe. So, yeah, there's YouTubers in this community that are in the millions. So, yeah. Does Jazza have a Funko? I would imagine that's a thing. The Wannabe Painter. Have to go. Have the nice rest weekend and see you monkey soon. Later, duder. Scott Radom. Chance was Van Damme's name in Hard Target. Man, you don't know Reven. You don't know Chance. What the shit is going on over there? Because I'm not a fucking Van Damme fan. I don't give a shit about him. The 80s and 90s, man, was his heyday, and that's when I stopped. When he started doing those goofier movies, was when he lost relevance. He barely had it in Kickboxer. Kickboxer and Universal Soldier was about his peak, and that was it. And that's not much of a peak. Schwarzenegger, yeah, he had a huge peak. But again, you know, he had other goals. At least he did other shit, right? Stallone, he lost relevance, then kind of clawed his way back in. But man, what did he do to himself? because he looks fucking weird now. He looks weird. You know? I don't know. Who's the other guy? Oh, Seagal. Under Siege was his peak. When was that? 90? 91? That was his peak. Although Above the Law is a good film. And that's about the only good Seagal movie is Above the Law. That's it. All his other movies are just beat 'em ups. Largely pointless. Hail boop. Arnold and Stallone movies are fun, yeah, but they can only play 5 types of characters, and they all chop cigars and punch people and shoot them with a big gun. Yeah, I mean, it's the stereotypical male fantasy that they play out, right? And, you know, big whoop. Also, too, like, that era really builds the idea of... It really, really lays it on. I mean, the groundwork for this idea was even before that, since the 50s, 60s, and 70s, but it really culminates in the 80s with the action hero. The idea of a gun equating to masculinity, right? You're not really a macho man unless you're wielding an M60, right? And then you get fast forward to today, and you got guys in, you know, the shooter glasses with their ball caps, and, you know, they're wearing their plate carriers, and they're standing there with their gun in the ready, and you know what I mean? And equating guns with manhood when guns are just a tool, right? Wielding a gun does not make you a man. Not any more than wielding a hammer or shovel or any tool for that matter, right? Those things don't make you a man. If you think they do, then your masculinity is on a very slippery slope and can easily have the rug pulled out from under you. You're in a very precarious position mentally if you think a gun is linked to your masculinity. Scott Radham. Well, my kids know who Chance Boudreaux is, so maybe you're on to something. Oh, I'm talking to Nathaniel. I was like, I don't know what the fuck we're talking about here. Gail B, check the time. Holy caramoles. It's 1:40. Jeez Louise. Kim, Van Damme had to take all roles he got back in the 90s just to make money to feed his insane coke habit. Yeah, exactly. But it's the 80s, man. It's the 80s. Everybody's on coke. That's the only way those guys would have became stars, because like people were doing fucking copious amounts of coke, and this guy we can't even understand him. Let's cast him in a movie. He's a robot under all that muscle. He's huge. Let's make him a robot. This guy can barely talk. Yeah, we're not going to give him any lines. Make him a fucking boxer, or he's a truck driver, or he's whatever. This guy barely speaks English. Yeah, he's a kickboxer. Oh, he's a famous French, karate ninja master. He's in. This guy said he was in the CIA. Oh, yeah? Oh, this gives him credibility. Let's put him in movies. Even though it's all bullshit. Lies, man. Lies. Lies, 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 lies. Sophie, some of those old action movies can be nice to watch. Sure. Oh, yeah. I mean, I watched Commando, like, just a few weeks ago. There was something else we watched. Fuck, I can't remember what it was. It was a classic 80s film. It's Arnie. I mean, I can always go back to an Arnie film. Stallone, cherry pick some of the favorites. Some of them are kind of just, yeah. Van Damme, have not watched a Van Damme in a long time. Although we were going to give Universal Soldier a watch, because that popped up on Crave, I think. I think it was Crave. I was like, oh, Universal Soldier. Maybe we'll give this one a watch again. Because I like Universal Soldier. I like Kickboxer, and I like Bloodsport. Although Bloodsport, Van Damme is terrible in that. But, yeah. And Seagal, I just watched Under Siege the other night. It's funny. It's it's probably one of Seagal's most successful films, and it was Tommy Lee's worst film. Right? So, you know, which is hilarious. But anyway. Zero hobbies, truth bombs. Yeah, well, I mean, you know, I'm not good to anybody if I'm not telling the truth. Ben Ellis, can you imagine Arnie in 12 Years a Slave or Schindler's List? Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, like, no. You need actors to play those roles, to be really compelling stories. You get guys like Stallone and Schwarzenegger and Van Damme and Seagal. You get them for the beat 'em ups. You know. But I mean, like, not to say that I don't enjoy a good beat 'em up. I enjoy a good beat 'em up. But don't try and convince me that that's quality acting and quality storytelling. For God's sakes, man. That's not the case. Those are just beat 'em ups. That's like a video game. That's like tabloid. That's pablum. That's what it is. Scott Radum, you're nuts. Those movies are a good time. I didn't say they weren't a good time. I said the acting, them as actors, poor. I'm watching Hard Target again immediately after this show. Think I'll get day drunk too. Now we have a day planned. Well, do you do you, bud. But I didn't say those movies aren't good. Although, like, a lot of Van Damme movies aren't that good. Same with Seagal's. A lot of them are not very good. Especially, like, fucking the newest stuff. Oof. Wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. Oof. Just, it's the same drivel over and over and over again. You might as well just throw them in the Marvel universe, because it's the same fucking characterizations over and over and over and over and over again. Oh my God. It's exhausting and it's boring. It's boring. Zero hobby. Gotta bounce later, dude. Dark Commission. Kirk Douglas is my all-time favorite actor. Not bothered about more modern folks. Kirk Douglas? Is he still around? I thought he passed. Michael Douglas? I can't fucking stand Michael Douglas. Michael Douglas can go jump off a bridge. I can't stand fucking Michael Douglas. Him and Richard Gere. I can't stand either of those two twats. The cunt mufflers. Those guys, that you want a definition for cunt muffler? That's cunt muffler. Michael Douglas and Richard Gere? Yeah. Those guys can go fucking take a long walk off a short pier. Hail Boop, I'm sorry, I was mistaken. Arnold can play 6 characters. He can also carry cheesy dad joke level puns. Van Damme and Stallone can't. Yeah, at least Arnie has a little bit of charm. Stallone, I mean, I've seen him somewhat be charming, but like nowadays, it's fucking hard to understand him. Like he sounds like all his teeth are disconnected from his skull and they're just rattling around in his mouth. And so he's got to talk to keep them still. So he's got to talk, you know what I mean? Like, no. Like the last Rambo movie. Was the last Rambo? Yeah, it was the last Rambo movie. You know, I enjoy Rambo movies. Those are, you know, silly films. I enjoyed every single one. But First Blood is a great movie. And it's nothing like the other Rambo films. And it tells a compelling story, and you know, Stallone is doing some of his best acting in that movie. You know? And yeah, after that, everything else is a fucking joke. It's a joke. Fucking Rambo 2. Rambo winning Vietnam. Give me a fucking break. Then Rambo 3. Rambo winning Afghanistan. Give me a fucking break. Oh my God. It's just, you know, it's just shit. It's shit. Right? But I mean, you know, basically their movies are like the McDonald's of food. Right? You can eat it, get full, taste good, enjoy it, have a good time, get your little prize at the end, whatever, right? You know? But it's not a proper meal. It's not a good meal. Yeah, but it's fun, you know, and the kids love it, right? But you know, it's not good. It's not good for you either. Nathaniel, it's serving the public easy to digest movies. Deeper stories require mental capacity the majority lacks. True, very true. Again, I mean, when you talk about average intelligence, the average intelligence is pretty low. Dark Commission, Kirk died last year, 103, I think. Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, Kirk Douglas, yeah. Michael Douglas, no, he can fuck off. I don't care for Michael Douglas at all. Him and Richard Gere, both of those assholes can fuck right off. I don't know. I just feel like, and I realize those guys are old men now, but I feel like if I bumped into them, especially Richard Gere, I'd punch him in the face. That's just you know, the reaction. You see somebody's face and you're just like, I don't like your face and I just want to rearrange it. That's the feelings I get. I just want to rearrange their face a bit. Make it a little bit more palatable. Gil B, I really hope Cunt Muffler catches on. Yeah, me too. I'm using it. It's my word of the day. The Kim Super Chat 5. Thank you. Tau are the best. Eldar suck. Of course. Kim coming in with his greatest hits. GTXFD. Hi. Scott Radham. Stallone has an Oscar. He is good in Copland. Stallone also did a bout with Bell's palsy when he was young. First Blood, he was a good performance. Arnie and Maggie acts just fine. Arnie and Maggie, yes, I agree. That was Arnie swinging for the stands, right? He was trying to hit that grand slam, that home run. It was damn near that. That I will agree that Arnie and Maggie, that's probably some of the best acting out of the guy. Now, as far as Stallone, like I've probably absorbed more of Arnold Schwarzenegger's movies than I have Stallone's. I've not seen everything of Stallone's. Again, I can't fucking understand him. It's hard to understand. I mean, at least Arnie, you know, he just has that ridiculous voice, right? Whereas Stallone is, you know what I mean? Like, fuck, you can't fucking stand him. And yeah, but yeah, Stallone, yeah, I mean, he only can get better at acting the more he does it, because I mean, like the beat 'em up movies, it's been done, right? And same with Arnie. I seen there's some trailer on Netflix. Fucking Arnie, he's wearing like one of those powdered wigs, fighting Jackie Chan. I was like, what the fuck? And I like Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan's the man. But yeah, Arnie and Maggie though, yeah, that was a good one. I agree. Arnie's performance in that was really, really good. And it's such a dark, sad story too. Dark Commission, Charlton Heston too. Who doesn't like the Vikings or Spartacus, El Cid, Ben-Hur, etc., etc.? Yeah, Charlton Heston, yeah. Charlton Heston, Planet of the Apes. Get your damn hands off me, you damn dirty ape. Anyway. Yeah, the Hest, man, the Hest. Ben-Hur, yeah. Fucking 10 Commandments, one of my favorite movies. I'll sit through 4 hours of that fucking movie because Heston's man. Yeah. Sophie, episode 370, Kris's movie rants. The Gim, I'm waking from my death slumber. Oof. Johnny Wraith, there he is. So I read the title of the show and I was like, what is this positive bullshit? But then I click on the show and all I've heard is Kris being mad at actors. I guess we're all good. Yeah. Yeah, well, I've thoroughly enjoyed Van Damme films, thoroughly enjoyed Stallone films, thoroughly enjoyed Arnold Schwarzenegger, thoroughly enjoyed Seagal. The list goes on. I've enjoyed a lot of them. But I mean, don't try and tell me that those are compelling, deep stories. For the most part. Those are just cash grabs, right? Cashing in on the name, cashing in on the gimmick, right? Van Damme, doing a splits. I mean, I'm sure you could probably count on one finger the number of films where Van Damme does not do splits. Right? I bet you can count on one finger the amount of movies Steven Seagal has not done that block head flip thing, right? You know what I mean? Like, again, just don't try and convince me that these are great performances and these are great actors. GTX FD, hi. Now what? Now what? I don't know. Now what? Now what indeed? What? In the butt. Kim, is not Oscars just sympathy votes? Yeah, I don't put much stock in Oscars, Academy Awards, People's Choice, whatever. I do not put much stock in that stuff. Again, it's just backslapping. That's all it is. And, you know, how come the movies are often big blockbusters? They've won millions and millions of dollars, right? But what gets nominated is just the big stuff, and we're not talking about the smaller stuff, the really great deep stories, right? So anyway, that's all. Scott Radham. Kim Stallone has an Oscar for writing Rocky. Does he have an Oscar for writing Rocky? I knew Rocky was a big deal. I don't really quite equate Rocky though with the 80s action stuff, because that came out in the 70s. Sophie, 9 minutes to email time. 7 minutes. And yeah, we got to get the emails. You're absolutely right, Sophie. Oh, Scott sent one. Okay. All right. Scott. Oh, wait. Stallone has no Oscars, just the nominations. Oh. I thought he did have an Oscar. I thought he did. Because, yeah, I know, like, Rocky. Rocky was the thing, right? Because he did, what? Porn and then Rocky, right? That's the way it goes. Or was he doing porn at the same time he was doing Rocky? I can't remember. The Gim. How goes the Secret Project? I can think the best action hero is Bruce Campbell. Yeah, I mean, you know. Is he though? I guess really, like, to really kind of clarify what constitutes the best action hero. Like, what are the best qualities of an action hero, right? Because I think wielding big guns, having snappy comebacks, and saying something clever when you murder somebody. Commando is to me one of the best 80s action films, because it's so ridiculous, so over the top. It's cartoon almost. It's almost cartoon. Gail B, we need a mod for the Mechanicus game to make all the Necrons Uncle Ruckus. Okay. Ruckus Muckus. Too bad movies are in place where they cost $1 billion to make and need to make $1 billion for the studio, or the studio loses its shirt. Yeah, that's unfortunate, right? But, I mean, you got to finance these things somehow. And honestly, I don't think studios should have too much say in the creative process. Marketing, you know, possibly getting down to the editing, I suppose, but even then the editing is creative process as well. But yeah, I think studios should only have just a say in the marketing. That's it. How the movie is sold, right? Because that's really the big point in selling the film. But let the directors and producers make the fucking film, you know, whatever it is. Romantic comedy to an action film, you know, just let the creatives create, and all the bean counting money grubbers just worry about the bean counting money grubber stuff. Marketing, right? Distribution, the logistics, sure, worry about that. Don't worry about what's in the movie. Don't worry about what the movie's about. Don't worry about who's playing what and what actor. Just stay the fuck out of that. Let the creatives create, and you know, you're gonna prosper because you're either, one, creating something really great, and also two, I mean, like, movies with big budgets does not mean better film, right? Seen that a lot of times too. Nathaniel, he did Italian Stallion before Rocky because he was broke. Yeah, it was before. Yeah, I kind of figured it was somewhere. It was at some point. Yeah, I knew he was doing porn. Also, another one too was wasn't it Rutger Hauer? Rutger Hauer was doing blue movies as well before he became really big. Something like that. That's another one. We completely glossed over Rutger Hauer. Blind Fury, one of his best movies. We all completely forgot about Rutger Hauer. Poor Rutger Hauer. Where's the love for Rutger Hauer? Heathens. Bunch of heathens. Scott, Ruckus Muckus, movies are in good place. With streaming, you have many different platforms. Paying money to just about anyone make a movie. Small budget projects are in good place now. Yeah, I guess. Gail B. Pinos. Pinos? Right in the Pinos? That's fun. Totally derailed my thought process right there. Just throwing Pinos at me. True penis at me. Anyway, Scott, theaters are dead forever though. Forever? I don't know about that. But with this whole pandemic, yes. But movies are an experience. Going to the theater is an experience. Like, I went to the theater to see Dune as close to IMAX as I could get my hands on without driving fucking miles. And yeah, I couldn't imagine just watching it on a TV, on a screen, on your laptop or your fucking tablet or phone. Pff, that's weak. No, movies are an experience. That's why we make a big deal about seeing them in IMAX format and, you know, for the clarity, for the sound design. That's why when the movie awards, they all have all these fucking categories for everything. It's because there's so much work that goes into making these really great pieces of art, if that's the goal, to make something artistic. But yeah, Dune's a great fucking film. It's not an action movie. If you thought it was an action movie, well, I'm sorry, but I don't know what you're looking for. The Gim. Bruce Campbell wields a chainsaw, kicks Deadite's ass, says, "Hail to the king, give me some sugar." Action hero also can take a plate to the head like a champ. Dark Commission. Rutger, Tears in the Rain Hauer. Good call. Yeah, Rutger Hauer. Fuck, come on. Like, it wasn't Rutger Hauer in Blade Runner? Of course he was in Blade Runner. Of course. Rutger Hauer, you know, he had a very distinguished career. It was, you know, very low key, but I mean, he's in so much shit. But like Blind Fury, one of his best pieces. One of the best pieces of film that he was part of. Blind Fury. Excellent. After watching C on Apple TV, yeah, I wanted to watch Blind Fury because, like, that's what that shit reminded me of so much. Like, Momoa's character in C, yeah, so much. Ruckus Muckus. Long live the painters. We're going to stand here in our still suits, hold up our blades, hold up our brushes. Hold on. Grab a brush. Or how's he do it? He's just... Oh, wait. I can't remember how the fuck he does his thing, but yeah. There we go. Long live the painters. Gail B. Fuck. And I cannot stress this enough. Fucking streaming services. They ruined the movie theater experience that I grew up with. Now we have empty theaters and kids more interested in social drama. Well, I don't know about the kids in social drama stuff, but the empty theaters, I mean, like the last couple of years, I mean, you know, it's been a worldwide pandemic going on. So, you know, theaters and, you know, going to the theater right now, I mean, it's not a bother. I mean, I just show them, yeah, I got vaccinated. Here, bang, I go see my movie. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, right? And, yeah. And I enjoyed Dune. Fucking Dune. Like, man, that was great. It was great. I came out of there, my fucking ears were ringing. And a part that really what shouldn't have scared me. It made me jump. And I don't usually jump in movies. And I watch like horror films, stuff like that. And horror films, like that's the bottom of the film genres that I have any kind of artistic respect for. For most of them, as a whole, yeah. I mean, there are some really great examples of good horror films and really scary ass balls movies, and also like really creative and innovative and interesting and but yeah. Dark Commission. Rudger ad-libbed the Tears in the Rain monologue in Blade Runner. Did he? Really? Nathaniel, email time. Enough ranting. Yeah. How long? Oh, fuck. We're 2 minutes OT. Yeah, we better hurry up. Good call, Nathaniel. If you're wearing headphones, turn them up or down because here it comes. Time. Email time. Greetings, Kris and fellow monk eyes. Just a quick interlude before I paint the 2 gray minis as shown in the attachment. I've tried to recreate the painting style as seen in previous stream episodes 368, this time with green armor. I was wondering though what kind of color would be a good filter to bring all colors together so it looks smoother. Should it be complementary color or is color diagonally opposite? Any CNC welcome, as well as any suggestions. Until next time, salutations, Nathaniel, aka Marcus. And so let's have a look here. So to bring the transitions together is his big concern. Now, I really like your highlighting here. I like the highlighting of, kind of off to the left a bit, like the light sourcing. On the knees and on his helmet, I get that sense that the lighting is off to the left a bit. It gets a little bit lost on the arm holding the bolt gun, like to the trigger, and the shoulder pad on the right-hand side of our viewing. That light sourcing, so the light sourcing is kind of like all over the place. So when you're getting into you're highlighting like this and you're concentrating on where the color is getting brightest and you're doing it off to the side, not the central, not the uppermost portion of the figure, yeah, you might want to be mindful of that kind of stuff. But it looks really good. I mean, I like the color, yeah. And I'm sure you've probably heard some of our discussions when I'm talking about some of the other paint jobs. I know Scott likes to do the off-center lighting, kind of the portrait lighting. Who is that? That's Richard Gray. He does a lot of his painting is like that. It's really some more models. Very, very cool. Okay, so bringing those transitions together. Shit, did I? Oh man, I forgot to move screens. Oops, sorry, folks. Give you guys a peek here. So anyway, okay. So for putting the transitions together and blending them out, so to speak. Now you want to use a colored filter on top to use the common vernacular that people use these days. Well, you can go with a clear green transparency color, a clear yellow, or both. Mix a clear yellow and a clear green together, thin it down a bit, and then just slowly work it in on the surfaces, and that should marry them all together. If you're looking for smoother and smoother transitions, and you're glazing, well, you can always glaze further steps in, and you would have smoother transitions. If you are constantly taking pictures of your work to see how it looks. If you're concerned with making pretty pictures for the internet, then I would suggest taking regular photos of your painting and your steps just to see, and because the camera can often point out a lot of the errors you're making. So I would strongly suggest taking lots of pictures of your work as you're going along just to see. Again, because it looks like you're glazing all your transitions, well, you can take a solid opaque color, break it way down, and you'll push the overall saturation down a bit. But because the other thing with using colored filters on top of this stuff is you are going to push those values downwards as you even clear color. So even if you came in with a clear yellow, clear green, it's going to bring those values downwards. And when I talk about a yellow, I don't mean a yellow with any orange in it. I'm talking like the pure unsaturated clear yellow. That's the kind of yellow I'm talking about. Mind you though, when it comes in ink, it kind of pushes towards orange, so it does have that value, but yeah. But yeah, so as far as the glazing, I would go with a clear color. I mean, I would go yellow green, probably like 1-to-1 if that worked. Maybe 2-to-1, 2 yellow to 1 green. Thin it down and apply it, and that would help marry those transitions without shifting the color down too far. You could also take a bit of your mid-tone values and glaze that onto the surface, and that would push the highlight color down a bit, but it would also help with the darker colors as well, bringing them up a little bit. Again, there's many ways to go about it. It's really what your end result, like what kind of look are you looking to achieve? I mean, going with a complementary color and glazing that on top of the surface, that's not really going to help you. Like taking a clear red and applying it to the surface is only going to darken all the value because the two colors are going to neutralize each other. So, yeah, but personally for me, I mean, if I was painting in this, going for this kind of style, I'd probably wet blend a lot of the colors together and then glaze in the final transitions, and then of course just a quick layering just to catch edges and what have yous for punctuation, as it were. Yeah, so hopefully, Nathaniel, that helps. If that wasn't clear enough, let me know. Let me jump over the comments here. Nathaniel, thanks. Lee Lion Noir, scary horror film, Carpenter's The Thing. Yes, The Thing. The Thing, I like movies in that genre of sci-fi horror, like Alien, Thing. I love those kind of movies. Those are fun. And, those are just popcorn movies, But The Thing, I mean, like, is, it's really, really interesting because of the concept, right? Paranoia. That's really what the movie's about, right? It's the paranoia. Another great film, one of my personal favorites. But, I mean, like, the acting in it is not fantastic at all, but I love the film. They Live, right? Rowdy Piper. Is he a fucking Academy Award-winning actor? Keith David, he's gone on to star in a lot of really great roles. I don't know if he's a great actor. I haven't really seen him, like, a movie starring him. He seems to be more of a character actor than, like, a starring actor. But They Live. It's one of my favorite films. Fuck. It's great. The game Salamanders Rock. Dark Commission. The only thing I do is blend the transitions rather than glaze or filter. Yeah. Me personally, I mean, like, I would work from a mid-tone green. I would blend out the shadow values, quickly blend out the highlight values, and then fine-tune. That's how I'd go about it. When painting, I don't view a particular technique solely for a particular look. So I don't rely on glazing an entire figure, and wet blend an entire figure and dry brush an entire, I mean? Like, it's a combination of all of them. A step I might dry brush. I might begin with a wet blend. I might refine with a bit of glazing, right? Layering, what have you. It's just best to have all the tools at your disposal, and you can pick and choose whichever works best for you, right? So that's why it's better to just know all the techniques, and then, you just apply whatever technique you want for whatever situation is, needed. Okay, let's jump to the next email. Next email is from Scoot. Finished the bases while watching this morning and did up the robot mini yesterday. The robot is from Black Site. It's meant to be one of the robots from Chopping Mall. Thanks, Kris. Be good and try to make use of the word cunt in your daily. It can only help. Yes, cunt muffler. Cunt muffler. I'm going to use that. Cunt muffler. I'm going to use a cunt muffler to muffle my cunt. All right. Oh, look at this thing. Hold on. There we go. I really like this. It's it has like a Terminator type vibe to me. It's like a dirty metal, burnished metal. Yeah. I like it. I have no idea what this robot is, but is there more pictures? Oh, there is more pictures. Oh, it's a base. Well, I like your work on the bases. That's some nice wood planks. I like this robot, though. I like the highlighting. Now, on the front of the chest, on the right-hand side of center, see the head, you have the light coming in from the left-hand side. Would that much light gather on the right-hand side, or would more light gather on the left-hand side, further back towards the shoulder? You know what I mean? Basically, what I'm saying is, wouldn't more light be gathered on the left-hand side of his torso? Or whatever I'm assuming is his torso? I like it, though. I like that reflective sourcing on the left-hand side of his torso as well. Yeah, it's really good, Scott. I like it. I have no idea what this figure is, or like, the imagery surrounding it or what have you. I have no idea. To me, it looks like a combination between Terminator and Battlestar. It looks like something from those universes. I have no idea what it is, but yeah. It's from that universe anyway. What he's doing, nobody knows. But anyway. The comments. Dark Commission. Great robot. Looks like a die-cast model. A die-cast? Is it a die-cast? You mean like die-cast metal? Or a company called die-cast? I don't know what we mean here. The Gim. Stop being a cunt muffler and send those dick pics you promised. Like, of my dick? Scott, I'm sure the light placement is all effed up. Just guessing all the time with any kind of reflective non-metallic stuff. I just don't get it yet. Chopping Mall, 80s horse movie set in a mall, of course. Yeah, I've never caught it. Yeah. Yeah, the light sourcing on non-metallic metal. I'm just trying to think of because I mean, you're not the only person who wants to really get into non-metallic metal. And I'm just trying to think of what are the best sources. I'm not saying the best painters who are doing it, because yeah, it is good to emulate, sure. But to take those techniques and apply them to something else that that artist possibly has not painted or would never paint, or in a genre they don't paint, or whatever, right? And so non-metallic, a lot of non-metallic metal comes from observation, right? You have to observe the way the light plays and the reflectivity of objects in those environments, right? Because that's really what you're painting, is light reflecting off of a surface, be it a very glossy surface, a very matte surface, burnished metal, right? Is the metal reflective? Is it dull? Is it pockmarked? You know what I mean? Like, all these different factors come into play. And so, yeah, I just think that, yeah, it's just more study of how light plays on surfaces. Also, another one is you get into a lot of non-metallic metal from early Dutch Renaissance. The Dutch Renaissance, the painters were doing like these hyper-realistic paintings, and they painted a lot of basically non-metallic metal surfaces on canvas, right? See, like, again, non-metallic metal is not new. It's been around centuries, right? Since the Renaissance. And yeah, you might want to look at some of those really classic pieces. A lot of the Dutch artists were doing a lot of speculative lighting and armor and things of that nature, because it was Europe, right? So yeah, you might want to check out more of that artwork. Gail B, we want to see Nurgle's wrinkly hood. Jesus. Scott, I have a book by James Garney, a 2D artist, called Light and Color. It's a good book that helps with a lot, but I'm just not there yet. But I recommend the book. Yeah, send me a link, Scott. I'm not familiar with that. The Gim, you did a great job. I think it's ace. Yeah, it's a really good job. I mean, you know, when Scott is sending pics in, I know the caliber of painter Scott is, and so I'm just trying to offer him a little bit more insight into, you know, where he's going. Because yes, like, Scott really wants to master non-metallic metal, and he's not far at all. Some would argue he's already mastered it. Sure, I could see that. It's really just a placement of light, and it's just study how light plays on a surface, rounded, straight, cornered, you know, the fucking embossed surfaces, how the light, you know, the speculative light. That's really what it is. Who's the painter who does a lot of non-metallic metal? Sergio? Yeah. And I've noticed a lot of his work, he's doing that speculative highlights and reflectives. You know, a red object near the reflective would reflect a bit of red in that surface. You know what I mean? Like, he's doing that, and he's one of the few that are doing that. There are other painters who do it, but he's the one that just first comes to mind for me. And, you know, I think that's fantastic. And that's, you know, one of the fewer instances of, you know, painting that surface like a realistic surface. But it only really works in pictures. In person, the effect gets lost. You change that degree, and it gets lost, right? As opposed to if that surface was actually treated and painted like an actual metal surface. Like it was used, like a proper metal was used, so that the ambient light, but then, you know, it's application of paint rather than technique, so to speak. But yeah. Okay, we're done emails. We did the Instagrams. Why is that still telling me that? Sorry. Stream's telling me weird things. I don't know why you're telling me this. Why are you telling me this? Why? Why? Oh, we never had a look at the pre-orders today. Oh, the Tau Codex came out. Oh. Hold on. Let's go here. Yeah. The Vanguard Space Marines baby carrier. The Marine baby carrier. That's cool. 130 pounds. Holy fuck. So that's like 250 Canadian. Jesus H. Actually, we're past one, right? So I can switch over to the Canadian side? Okay, let's go to the Canadian side. Let's see what this... Oh, yeah. Just gonna go fucking dark on me. Nice. 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 Let's refresh the page. Nice. Okay. Give me Canada. Here we go. Pre-orders. Okay. 180. Okay, that's not bad. That's actually less than the pounds. Interesting. So, Battle Box, Tau cards, Tau Codex. The good folks over at Games Workshop, they sent me the Codex, the Combat Patrol, and Dark Strider. I never even fucking got around to painting Dark Strider. But yeah. Oh, right, and the Space Marine Duder and the Ancient. Yes. Oh, right, and the Vigilus book. Jeez Louise. Yeah. It's been a busy month, and I have not done a whole lot because I've been concentrating on another thing. So, yes. Vigilus. Should I do a book review for Vigilus? The Warzone, what is it? Nakmun, Vigilus. Then the Crusade packs. Spike. Oh, the Almanac. That's out now too? Okay. Should I do a review, useless book review? I think that's what I'll call it. Useless book reviews. Basically, it helps nobody. I was like, this is fucking useless, dude. Yeah, pretty much. But anyway, yeah, let me know, guys, if you want me to do more of these reviews. Because, yeah, I have the Tau Codex. I also have the Custodes and the Genestealer Cult. Yeah. I have been getting those books. If anybody wants me to, you know, talk about them, showcase them, whatever. Where the hell am I? Scott. I want to get good at non-metallic metal because I think it goes a long way to help you be good at painting in general. If I get good enough at painting minis, maybe my family will love and respect me. Knock on wood. Non-metallic metal being a sign of being a good miniature painter. I don't know. That's debatable. I mean, for you, sure, right? Non-metallic metal, bang. But I think it's more mastery of technique and use of color and painting how light interacts with surfaces. Now, non-metallic metal, yeah, is an example of all those things, but so is painting flesh, painting fur, painting any surface. How light interacts with the surface. That's really the way you should be looking at it. It's not so much being confined on the non-metallic metal term, but the application of paint and how light plays on a surface, because that essentially is what painting is. Painting is how the light plays on a surface. I highly recommend, again, Dutch Renaissance painters. They paint a lot of reflective surfaces and mirrors and all these things. Give it a shot. Let's go. Kim, but Gurney does the best all-over expression of any painting. Okay. Gail B, I sent one of my Niz. Did I get that? Did I get it? Did I get it? I did not. I'm refreshing. No, I didn't get it. So I'm going to end the show before he sends it. I was going to end it. Fuck, I'm out. P Akio Ute. Dark Commission. I like to see non-metallic metal when it is done really well, but I have no interest in doing it myself. I really need to work on real metallic metal. I don't do a lot of models that require it, though. No, well, and I mean, Dark, you seem to do a lot of busts, but I mean, you could just as easily do non-metallic metal on those surfaces, or regular metallic metal, right? Either one. I mean, busts are big enough that, you know, the actual luster of metallics on top of it won't get lost, right? Whereas like doing the bust of a character and painting the face, and you know they got, you know, metal bits on their head or whatever, right? I mean, you can paint those any which way you want. You can paint them actually, and then the way you take a picture of it, you just change the lighting, right? Or you actually paint it and then give it very neutral lighting or all-encompassing lighting, and you just demonstrate, you know, and you probably end up with the same picture, right? Essentially, if you were concentrating on, you know, placement of a light. But that's all it is. The Gim. Get your damn dirty hands off my Tau models. Yeah, well, too bad. I have a bunch. I mean, like, Alex most likely will be putting them together because he's collecting Tau. Malkiros, what is going on? He by Slanesh. Nice. Noise. Scott. Kris, I mean, if you understand the placement of light for non-metallic metal, then you will be able to easier understand light placement in general. I think non-metallic metal requires the highest understanding of light placement. Yes, it is very key. Is it the highest? I don't know. I never really... I don't really place these things in hierarchies because, you know what I mean? It's with so many things in art, hierarchies aren't really useful. Maybe in the learning process, maybe, but for example, what is the hierarchy of brush technique? Is there a hierarchy to brush technique? You tell me. Is dry brushing superior or inferior to layering? To wet blending? What is the hierarchy? Right? Feathering. Glazing, right? All these, use whatever terms you want to use. All these different techniques. What is the hierarchy of those techniques? Because if you can draw a list, I'm sure the person next to you will draw a different list. And the person next to them will draw a different list. So on and so forth. So, where's the hierarchy? Right? And, yeah, and as far as, you know, understanding light placement, I mean, understanding light placement is required for every aspect of painting. Not so much for non-metallic metal, because realistically with non-metallic metal, because not all non-metallic metal effects have reflection, right? Burnished metal, old metal, scratched up metal, right? Those still get a particular paint job, particular way light plays on those surfaces. Highly reflective, mirror, right? Reflected light. Like ambient, like, you know, like a red object near a blue object, and the red object is bouncing red light onto that blue object, and conversely the blue object would reflect light onto the red object, right? See, there's a lot of things at play, and does it have a hierarchy? Is there a hierarchy in it? I mean, I don't see it. I don't know, maybe you do. I don't really see it though. But yeah. Because again, I mean, the hierarchy, it doesn't help. I mean, when you're first learning, maybe. When you're first learning. But once you have a well-rounded toolbox of technique and paint knowledge and, you know, and use of color and all these things that are very important to being a good painter. But again, though, define a good painter, right? See, again, with so much of art, it's largely subjective. Which makes any kind of comparative examples opinion, anecdotal. That's all it is. So hierarchies, I mean, can help when first learning, but I think it actually hinders you as you move forward. as an artist, if that's your goal. If you just want to paint pretty miniatures, then yeah, stick with a hierarchy. Stay within your lane. Kim, I put the link to the James Gurney books in Discord. Cool, thank you. The Gim, I've always liked Alex. He's got good taste. The Lion Noir, painting hierarchy. Number 1, thin your paints. Yeah, that's number 1. If you were teaching a class and your number 1 thing is thin your paints, you're already confusing your students. Russ Sandbags, which Forge World kit would you like to see come out alongside the new Eldar Codex? What Forge World kit? Well, damn it, I want to get Hornets. I would love to see Hornets. Now, I mean, we can sit here and speculate that Hornets might get a plastic iteration. But I would like Hornets. I'd like a unit of Hornets. I've always wanted a unit of Hornets. I don't have Hornets. So, yeah, I like Hornets. Those would be probably the first thing, other than a Revenant Titan. Revenant Titan as well. I don't have a Revenant Titan. I've got a Phantom, the old Phantom. I don't really want the old Revenant. I never really cared for that model. Excuse me. But yeah. Scott, hierarchies in painting is real. If you were teaching a new person from scratch, you'd have to start one spot and work up. I have a list. It's the best one, but I will keep it to myself. Okay. But yes, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, if you, when you're first teaching somebody about this stuff and these concepts are alien to them, then yes, laying out a hierarchy and a step-by-step, yes, will help them. But there's a point where if they're exploring their creativity in actual painting, then you drop the hierarchies. The hierarchies no longer help you, because then you are hindered. You're shackled to these ideas. And you are not going to get there creatively. You need to be free. Macidius? I don't know what the fucking name is. Hey, Kris, I'm studying fine art at university and I want to implement my model painting into my practice. Any ideas of context I could bring them in? I was talking about art in games. Oh, 100%, yeah. I mean, this wargaming is surrounded by art. And in fact, like, would Warhammer 40,000, Warhammer Fantasy, Age of Sigmar, War Machine, any of these games would not be possible without the artists who made them, who made the imagery, who thought up the game mechanics, model design. It is entirely art-driven. It's an artistic endeavor, other than the actual consumption and playing of. But otherwise, art is key in miniature painting, miniature hobby, right? The artwork, the illustrations that go into the rule books and the cards and what have yous, even just the way the layouts are, right? Miniature design, sculpting. It's sculpting. That's art, right? Sculpting. And in fact, sculptors are probably the biggest artists other than the illustrators. It'd be hard for me to rank them. Who's more like, again, hierarchies, right? Like, hierarchies are fucking stupid. Is a sculptor more important than the illustrator? Or is the illustrator more important than the sculptor? As far, like, imagine being on the Games Workshop design team for Warhammer 40,000. Is the illustrator more important than the sculptor, or is the sculptor more important than the illustrator? Or are they the same? You tell me. If hierarchies are important. Gail B tried one time. If you want to check it out. Hope it went through. Oh, yeah, it did. I see it now. The Gim, they fucked up the Eldar. Should be redoing old shit. Should have made Exodites and more you need stuff. More the story forward. Craftable should die off. Sure. I don't really care for moving the story forward. I've never been a big fan of moving the 40k universe story forward. It's kind of silly. Because it's so big, it's so expansive, and so many battles are going on, and so much, it's not necessary. It's not necessary. Russ Sandbags, what advice do you have when you thin your paints and they become too transparent? Is that just bad paint? Too transparent? I don't know about that. Thinning it way down, typically when you thin the paint way down, the biggest concern is that you've lost a lot of the viscosity, the surface tension in the paint, and it stops acting like paint. That's the biggest concern. So, is it bad paint? No. You can take any color, and thin it way beyond its capacity. And, you know, and if that's where you want to take it and say build up very, very slow layers on a surface, or you wanted to take a solid color, make it a bit of, you know, and over thin it and use it like a color filter on top of a surface, you could totally do that, sure. I mean, there's many uses for doing it, but if that's not what you were intending, then yeah, it might feel like an error. That's just part of the learning experience. Really, the biggest concern when thinning your paint is not to over thin it. If your goal is to apply thin layers, glazing, using these kind of techniques, then yeah, over thinning is bad. Mainly because, you know, but I mean, if you use a medium to thin the paint, right? If I took, say, a tiny little drop of Mephiston red, slapped it on my palette, and put 5 drops of Lamian medium on it, gave it a good mix, that would be like this dilute color. The pigment would just be just everywhere, right? But if that was my intention and I was going to make a wash out of it, or I was going to glaze it on the surface to, you know, marry some transitions together, or, you know, what have you, then no. So, no, it's, again, it's applicable to whatever task you are doing, thinning the paint. So is a paint too thin? Well, that's entirely situational. Was my intention to make a wash? Or was it my intention to make a glaze? Or was I just looking to thin the color down so that I can lay down a nice smooth base coat? Right? Which was it? So, you know, again, it's entirely situational. I know we're always looking for these one answer for all kind of situations. And painting is, again, largely subjective. It's personal, you know. Kim, I'm having issue finding the color for the cloth bits on the vampire I'm painting. I put pics in the work in progress thread in the Discord. If anyone got suggestions, let me know. Yeah, let Kim know. Kim shares a lot. A lot of you guys, thankfully, have been sharing quite a bit in the Discord, which is awesome. Little Lion Noir. War Machine, is that still a thing? As far as I know. I haven't played it since the edition change, so yeah, I don't know. I'm still sitting on a bunch of my Gators, my Mercs, Gators and Mercs. Yeah, it was Gators and Mercs. That was largely what I collected. Nathaniel, tell your teacher you're painting on 3D canvas. What many technically are. Yeah, I mean, you're painting a sculpture. It's not a 3D canvas. It's because a canvas, the gallery stretch is kind of 3D because the canvas stretches around. It's primed and everything like that all the way around, right? So, but I get what you're saying. But it's a sculpture. You're painting a sculpture. And in recent news, the ancient Greek sculptures, they very likely were painted. Those were painted figures. They weren't just bare marble. Like we imagine, like ancient Greece was, you know, this marble, white marble everywhere. It very likely wasn't. All those statues were painted. There was paint applied to everything, right? Again, we get hooked on this notion that the past was a certain way, and then when we encounter new evidence that tells us contrary to what we thought, we're very resistant to these things. Like, can you imagine the statue of David actually was painted? Can't even fathom it, can you? You can't. I can. Very easily. Bum, bum. Coma. It's not too thin paint. It's too fewer layers. Nathaniel, you could opaque medium to mitigate translucency. You can add opaque medium. Sure. In the amount of paints that we're dealing with, I don't think it's necessary. I mean, you can just grab a new dollop of paint. I mean, if you over thinned it, just add more paint to it. Like, yeah. Lion Noir. Token is now seriously studied in school. There is still hope that miniature painting will one day make it into art schools. I don't see that. I don't see it. Maybe. It's possible. It's not impossible. But, yeah. The game, don't tell Kris it's almost 3:30. Almost 3:30. It's not 3:30. It's past 2:30. It's 2:42, for God's sakes. See how long we can stretch this out. No way, I'm ending the show now. Well, because, I mean, like, you know, aside from my ranting, we're talking hierarchies and, you know, art. Will art miniature painting be taught in art school? Unlikely. And I'll tell you why. Okay. What societal impact will miniature painting have? What has it done already? Because miniature painting is not brand new. It didn't just come out this year. It's been around for many years, decades upon decades. Before I was even born. So, what impact has it had on modern culture? I can think of one thing. But it's very niche. So, right? Again, the reason I don't see miniature painting like the way we do it as war gamers, painting, you know, little space marines. Little space marines are not going to be in the Louvre. Little space marines are not going to be in the Louvre. Unless, of course, they're part of a larger project that is having a say about something, and that kind of loosely touches on it. That's the only way I can see a space marine being in the Louvre. Otherwise, no. So if you're looking to make a great impact in this world as an artist, I mean, if you can figure out a way to do that with using Space Marines, miniatures, well, fantastic. I'd love to see it. Because personally, I honestly don't know how. So I would love to see it. If you can figure it out, please send me a link. Show me. But what miniature painting is having an impact on the world? Okay? Art, paintings, sculptures have a huge impact on the world. Can change the way we think about things, the way we perceive things. That's what great art does. That's what great art does. So what is miniature painting? What is painting little space marines? To any kind of degree of painting. Any. High or low. What impact does it have on society? How is it going to shape society? I don't see it. But if you can see it, then please share it with me. Because help me. I mean, if you have a vision for how this is going to become a renaissance of sorts, then please share it with me. I'll help you. I'll shout along with you. I'll carry your banner. I don't see it though. It's not going to happen. It's unlikely to happen. I shouldn't say it's not going to happen. It's unlikely, at least as far as I'm concerned. I mean, again, if you hold a different point of view, please share it with me because, you know, I am interested, but I don't see it. Am I saying you're wasting your time painting miniatures? No. Because it's relaxing. It's a hobby. It's enjoyable. This is your time to find peace and a measure of joy in this fucking world. By all means, enjoy your hobby. Enjoy painting miniatures. Enjoy it. Take pride in it. But comparing it to like the work of Picasso, get real. Get real. Not going to happen. Not likely. Nathaniel, Roman statues were painted as well. Yeah, from what I understand too. Kim, yeah, done for the day. Any longer, I'll have to watch it later. Leonid Lopez, Super Chat, thank you. I'm sorry, I don't get the notifications right away when Super Chats pop up. I am 99.95% sure you're the best painting Kris here on YouTube. Hope you're having a great day, sir. Well, thank you. It's quite a compliment. The best, again, what defines the best? It's largely subjective. It's all subjective. Kim, mini painting has existed at least 200 years. There are some museums that has model cities that were built and painted over 200 years ago. And this is small models, so mini painting. Sure. Yeah. What was it for? Was it for gaming or was it architectural? Because in architecture, yeah, they make models all the time. Would you call them mini painters? No, they're fucking architects. You sitting there assembling your Land Raider or a fucking command bunker or whatever piece of terrain does not make you a fucking architect. You are in no way, shape, anywhere close to an architect. Unless, of course, you actually are an architect. And architecture is an art form. It's artist. It requires creativity, ingenuity, and discipline. I hold architecture in high regard. Architecture is a very important art form, and it's one of those art forms that straddles commercial and creative. You know, so yeah, it's very interesting. Anyway, Leonor. There's a can of Campbell's soup in the museum on canvas, admittedly. Going from there, anything seems possible. Right. But again, miniature painting is not new. It's not new. It's been around. It's not like this shit just popped up 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 20 years ago, 50 years ago. Right? So where are the important contributions of it to society? In the Louvre, in the museums. Where are the standout examples? Where are they? Again, miniature painting has given us Star Wars and such. Okay, well, I really... Super Chat $5, 1 more hour? Fuck. Come on, man. If Super Chats keep coming in, then yeah, I'll stay on. But anyway. Has given us Star Wars. Now, you are touching on it, Gim. You are touching on it. I don't know if you're trying to make a joke, but that is the contribution. That's the modern contribution of miniature painters and miniature artists. You're right there, right? The modeling, the prop making, right? The set designs, right? That's where miniature painting and these skill sets come into play in movies, but it's collaborative, and the larger piece of artwork is the movie. So it's not about, like Blade Runner, fantastic miniature designs, the cityscapes and everything like that. That's all miniatures. Those were miniature artists making those models, right? But the movie isn't about those miniatures. It's the greater piece of film that is the work of art. It's a collaborative effort. Lion Noir. All these people throwing money at Kris. It almost feels like stripper club in here. Stripper club? A stripper club. The peelers. We call them peelers around here. Leonid Lopez. 1 more hour. Times 2. Fuck. If you guys keep the super chats coming, I'll stay on, but no way. Nathaniel, Wargaming. They used sculpted sandboxes during World War II to depict a battlefield. Sure. Is that wargaming? Is that art? I don't know. It seems like it's more utility. Okay, you know what? Let's jump over to Gelby's email. Second try. Oh, what's that? It's got an interesting little picture with it. We're jumping over to the email real fast. I'm not going to load the song. I'm just going to hit the email. This is from Gel B. Gaunts based on hunters from Halo 5. Still need to figure out the shiny bits, but I'm doing a gloss varnish to give them the orange brown, that slimy worm look, cause hunters are blob of worms. Oof. So, what's this? Oh, okay, you're doing them like these guys here. I assume the fleshy bits? Okay. I got you. Okay. So, very, very cool. Interesting color scheme. I like that kind of, it almost looks like a flesh. Doesn't quite look orange. It looks more like a flesh tone. Like it seems like it's like orange brown. With the kind of battleship gray blue. I kind of like that. That's a nice color scheme. Because that blue value plays very nicely with that orange. Complementary, right? So, yeah. In fact, this is almost a good example of a complementary color scheme. I mean, there's many examples of complementary color schemes, but yeah. Here we go. I like it. I think your application on the orange parts. Now, I don't know what color you're using, or if you're using a shade wash, or if that's a contrast color, or army painter, or fucking instant potion, whatever the fuck. If you're just using a color and thinning it way down, but you want it to flow like a contrast, I highly, highly recommend getting a flow aid. I like Liquitex flow aid. In those instances, I like this stuff. This stuff, $10 at any art supply joint. $10 US. So like 10 euros, right? This is what? 4 US fluid ounces. I bought this years and years ago. Fucking damn near 10 years ago. And there's about a third left in it. Well, about a quarter. About a quarter left. But I had recently filled up my dropper bottle. And my dropper bottle that you often will see in the tutorials that I use, it's just an eyedropper. It's a glass eyedropper. I'll fucking grab it. Yeah. So I use that, and you can see I recently filled it up. You can see the liquid's sitting right near the top there. So, yeah. That's all I use. I put it in this because, well, I like the eyedropper. And I can just add a drop. Because that's all it takes, is it just takes a drop. So make it your own shade wash. It just takes a drop, and you'll get it that way, right? Comments. Disco Duke, there he is, popping in, say hi. Sure missed loads, yeah. Kim, I thought you said you were leaving. Yeah. Anyway, Gondor the White City in Lord of the Rings is 177 scale model, so practically 28 mil, and that model is huge and super detailed. Yeah, exactly. But is it sitting in art galleries? It could. It could sit in an art gallery, right? But does it? I don't know. Or was it destroyed? Like most models do end up getting destroyed, right? And they destroy them. Imagine when they built all those, TIE fighters, Millennium Falcons, and all that stuff. They just smashed them. Man. Imagine that, eh? The Gim super chat. Oh, jeez. I'm not joke, sir. I'm deadly serious. No kidding. No kidding. Leonid Lopez. Let's talk about strippers. IPA? Well, what do you want to talk about, strippers? What do you want to talk about? Kim, okay, I'm done. See you guys later. Have a great weekend. Later, duder. The Kim, now that Kim gone, let's start the party. Status, pants are off, nipples are hard. Dark Commission, Harryhausen, Ray Harryhausen, stop motion models come to mind. Jason the Argonauts, a classic. There is currently an exhibition of his work in the Scottish National Gallery of Modern Art until February. Yeah, very cool. Now, was Harryhausen strictly a miniature artist, or was he a prop manufacturer, or was he filmmaking? Right? What was his field? What would he have identified as? Right? Would he said, yeah, I'm a miniature painter? Or would he say, I'm a filmmaker? You tell me. The Gim, shake that bottle near the mic. I need some ASMR right now. Shake the bottle. Here. It's an eyedropper. There's no agitator in it. Ooh, but there's a floaty in it. Ooh, there's a floaty. What the fuck? And why is the dropper is off kilter? Oh, because of the goddamn rubber. That's what it is. The dropper itself is kind of on an angle inside the bottle. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but yeah. Anyway. No, that's not good. Let's grab, oh yeah, here, some shade wash. Okay, I'll do it over here. Didn't do it over here. The sounds of miniature painting. And so here's just a quick little recap shake. And then here is, the bottle's been sitting for a couple weeks and hasn't been opened for months. My bottle shaker's way over there, so I can't grab it. Striker Main Flow Aid fixes old chunky GW paints. Really? I've never used it in that way. Do you put just like a drop or two in it in the bottle? Because I mean, like, ceramite white, famously chunky. Any of the white paints, right? Any of the GW colors that are have any kind of white, yeah, they seem to get chunky for whatever reason. But are you serious? Like, yeah. You Striker Main? I've never read Striker Main before, so I don't know if Striker Main is just a troll or what, but or laying some or dropping some actual knowledge here. But no, I've never used it. I've never heard of that. I'm curious now. You know what? Maybe I'll try it on an old bottle I have, if it's still good, of ceramite white. Because yeah, the white paints, they get chunky as shit. But yeah, you're saying Flow Aid helps? I've never used it in that regard. I've always just used it for my my actual application of colors, and not just when they're just sitting, right? I'm wondering. Now you got me thinking here. I'm just trying to think of like why it would help. Like why it would help break down the chunks. Yeah. It's interesting though. Yeah. Paul Greer, howdy. Howdy, Paul. Paul Gelby, yeah, I use the light brown paint with water for the blue. Or light brown paint with the water. Okay. Oh, so it's a light brown. Okay, so it must be the white prime or the lighter prime, and it's showing through and giving a bit of that orange quality. Yeah, I would add Flow Aid to it. Just a drop to your mixture. Like if you're breaking it way down and you're gonna apply it like this, like in a wash. Yeah, it'll act more like a contrast paint where it'll get darker in the recesses but stay fairly light on the broader surfaces. Yeah. Give it a try. You might actually surprise yourself and say, oh, wow. Pretty damn cool. Oh, for the blue, it just used a blue-gray coat and Admiral Blue from Apple Barrel, as well as splooge of Gorilla Semen fresh from Eric Andre's lips. What? Good God, man. That's I was not prepared for that. It's funny. I wasn't prepared for it though. You got me. Paul Greer. Vortex mixer? Yeah, on the Vortex. No, I'm not going to use the Vortex mixer. It's way over there. Disco. Flow Aid in Corax White works too. Or a bit of medium. Well, see, the claim that Striker Main was making was that Flow Aid fixes the chunky paint. It helps break down the chunks that build up in a lot of the whites. Now, he didn't specifically mention the white paints, but it's, for me personally, in my own experience, it's a lot of the colors that have a white in it that seem to get chunky. And if Flow Aid is a corrective for that, you know, I mean, what's the harm? Like adding a drop into any of the paints is not going to harm anything. So I'm just kind of curious because I want Striker Main to answer me here. How many drops do I add to a pot of paint? I can't see more than one or two, but I don't know. Maybe he's just squirting a whole bunch into it. I have no idea. Super chat, Jesus, Gim. Shake it. Oh yeah. Work it, baby, work it. I was going to do some more Duke Nukem, but I can't now. It's too funny. Shake it, baby, shake it. It's a bit of Macho Man as well, isn't it? The Duke Nukem voice. I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of gum. Paul Greer, I use Lamia homemade with flow aid. To what, thin your paints? Or are you making your own Lamian medium out of flow aid? I'm not sure I understand. But okay. Dark Commission, I tend to put a drop or two of thinner medium in more gel-like scale 75 paints. Got sick of shaking and still getting a blob of gel instead of paint. Yeah, that's kind of a pain. The paint mixers kind of help with that. Because the paint mixer, like I have the Vortex mixer, it works with regular Citadel paints. And I don't know of any other hobby paint that is as thick as Citadel paint. Citadel paint is some heavy, thick-bodied paint. Gail B, gotta keep you on your toes. No kidding, gotta keep me on my toes. It just completely fucking changed on me, man. I was reading, it's Admiral Blue from Apple Barrel, as well as Splooge from a gorilla semen fresh from Eric Andre's lips. I was like, what? What? That was good. You got me. That was good. My mouth was open. That was good. Oh, Striker Main. Here we go. Couple drops, sometimes 3, then the agitator, and give it to the kids to shake up. You know what? I'll give it a try. Striker, you've hit me with some knowledge there today, because I've never tried that. Putting flow aid to break up those chunks. I just kind of, at this point, I just kind of like, I'll just deal with it, you know? And if the paint becomes too fucking useless, then I'll just chuck it and grab another bottle, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, I mean, like, you know, for everybody out there, myself included, like, you know, preserving the bottle and, I mean, making sure the paint stays not chunky, you know, it's kind of a big deal. So, yeah, I'm honestly going to give it a try, and maybe next week I'll let you know how it turns out for me. Striker Main's probably having a laugh like, no, don't do it. It's going to make your paint solidify or something. No, I wouldn't do that, but yeah. Some sort of additive that just all of a sudden makes the paint just harden, like a hardener, basically, like a resin hardener. And just add it to your paint. Wouldn't that be like the biggest troll? Telling everybody to use a particular product to save their paints, and in fact, it solidifies the paint. That'd be like back in gaming days when everybody used to try and get at you with the F4. Yeah, hold F4 to open your hack menu. Nathaniel, flow aid in chunky GWs does work. Also, a drop of slow dry revigorates the medium. Revigorates? Reinvigorates, maybe, is what he was saying there. Yeah. Striker Main, long time lurker. Oh, okay, cool. No, I've never read the name before. Striker Main. That's cool. Well, welcome, dude. Paul Greer, I add a lot of hate to thick paint. You add a lot of hate, just fucking angry, just fucking paint. Striker Main, the fluid in the GW paints dries out with exposure to air. The flow aid replaces the water but doesn't evaporate like just adding water. However, too much and it thins the paint, so use it sparingly. Yeah, that's what I figured. I figured it was only like a drop or two, because I mean that's all it requires. Like with your like when I use it for shade washes, I just add a drop. That's it. No matter how much medium and water I add to my shade wash, it's always just a drop. Maybe 2 if I'm feeling cheeky, but yeah, it's usually just a drop or 2. Dark Commission, Kris, or don't forget, Kris, now you are an independent professional. You should be employing a paint fluffer. Well, I was kind of saving that job for you, John. John. Where's my paint fluffer, John? Oh, shit. John. Can you tell that I like Commando? Not going Commando, but Commando. Disco Duke went to Warhammer World last week, and they've had a move around with the Forge World store. feel bad. I only bought one paint and Gloral Summer Breeze, though. Should have gotten more. Yeah. I mean, Warhammer World is a lot of fun, but damn it, the gallery, I want them to have the artwork up there as well. God damn it. Have all that classic artwork. Because I'm sure there's a vault somewhere in Games Workshop, somewhere on the property. There's a vault. Like at the end of Indiana Jones. Just crates and crates of artwork. That's what I imagine. There's a vault somewhere. It's probably where the Forge World workers work, where they produce models and stuff. It's probably somewhere around there. And there's a big room, and it's just full of the old classic artwork. They need to dust that off and put that in Warhammer World's gallery. Along with the miniatures, right? You can give us they basically could do it like a blend of eras. Oh, wouldn't that be so lovely? Start off with the very beginning stuff and the very early commissioned art pieces. And then, with the White Dwarf and, all this. And then the early box art and the box games, and the miniatures that went with them. And you have them all on display and you have all the classic art pieces. For God's sakes, man, this stuff writes itself. That would be impressive to me if you just went through everything like that right up to today. Or a particular day. Whatever day. You want to pick a day. Last week, if you want. But yeah, that would be so nice. That'd be really cool. Because yeah, that the artwork should be on display. Because so much has relied on the artwork that the artist produced for the rule books, for the box art, the miniature designs, right? You can go on and on and on. That artwork is very, very important. Paul Greer. Sorry, a lot of pain meds. Slip disc in my back. Oh, sorry. Sorry to hear that. Gail B, any advice for buying a good variety of paint? I've looked online, but I can't find anything in bulk that isn't expensive as fuck or just one color. Yeah, that's a tough one. It depends on where you are. I mean, if resources are concerned, i.e. money, maybe skip miniature paint brands and just jump right into artist brands. For example, Liquitex, Golden, Winsor Newton, you know what I mean? And then also too, I mean, do you need to have every color? If you're painting ultramarines, for example, do you need, a whole bunch of greens and, different colored metallics and stuff like that when you're just going to be painting yellow and blue and red lenses and red bolt guns and green base and, you know what I mean? Do you need that? So realistically, just buy the paints that you need, right? And maybe a few that are close to or adjacent to, what colors you need. For example, you buy, you're painting, let's pretend you're painting ultramarines and you buy the ultramarine blue. Well, you're going to buy the darker color blue. Maybe you buy black, buy the white, maybe the off blue, yellows, metallic, you get a few of the colors that you absolutely need and you just start going. You start working on your stuff, Be selective. Because your collection of paint isn't occupying an entire wall or entire crates of boxes and you have all these different brands of paint, you have every paint brand possible, just because you're not in that situation does not make you any less of a worthy artist. If you had 5 colors in your collection that you use on everything and you pre-mix everything, I mean, does that make that person less of an artist? If they just take oil paints and they use just 5 colors, right? The primary is black and white, right? 5 colors. That's all they use. But they pre-mix every color and blend, and you know what I mean? Does that make that miniature painter less than the painter who has every paint? No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean shit. The amount of paints you have, the amount of models you have, the amount of whatever, that doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean shit. So don't worry about it. If you only have 5 paints in your collection, you only have 5 paints in your collection. You can do lots with 5 paints if you have the right 5 paints, right? If you have your primaries plus a black and a white, that's all you need. Leonid Lopez. Fluff my paint. Yeah. John. I need my paint fluff, John. Disco Duke. Didn't have time to get to the museum, but there is a lot more models in the main store now that there was last time I went. Yeah. Striker Main in New Zealand, so I don't get to catch your show, your live shows often. Norm, I have to sleep on Sunday, which it is here. Oh, you're already on Sunday. That's right. You're in the future. Right. New Zealand's in the future. The Gim, why won't it let me buy more super chats? I don't know. Maybe because they think you're money laundering. This guy looks like a money launderer. Nathaniel reached your limit, Gim. The Gim, super chat. Oh, geez. Super chat. Entertain us, Monkey Lord. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Okay, you bought it's it's kind of like the Peep Show where you keep putting quarter in and it keeps the curtain up, and until when you stop, the curtain comes down. I should have a little counter on the side. So as soon as the super chat comes up, and then as soon as the timer runs out, you'll see a curtain start coming down. No, that's on the OnlyFans. That's on the OnlyFans. Fuck. Dark Mission. I'm too skint now for a shaker. Can't afford any new models either. Luckily, I've started the new Boudica on the Breton War Chariot kit I bought 3 years ago. Shame not to paint it. It cost £115. Oof. Yeah, get on that, man. It's 2 75mm figures, 2 horse, and a chair. Ooh, that sounds like a big kit. That thing's got to be like yay big, right? Damn. That's cool though. Yeah, work on it, man. Then send pics and post work in progress pics in the Discord. Gelby, I've got a lot of paints, but for the most part, they're optimized for canvas. Kind of a pain in the urethra to paint minis with. No, not really. I use Golden and Liquitex paints, inks, stuff like that. I use Golden's High Flow paint. That works great on miniatures. Liquitex inks work really nicely. Oh. Yeah, I was recently playing around. Liquitex gouache. If you've ever used gouache paints for watercolor, use gouache. This stuff is great. I suspect that all those premium brands of paint, they're just using the acrylic gouache recipe. I suspect. So, but yeah, acrylic gouache. There's many brands. Use acrylic gouache. Don't use just like normal watercolor gouache because it has gum arabic or something like that in it, and it reactivates when wet again. So if you want it waterproof like normal acrylic paints, get acrylic gouache. Anyway. Paul Greer, when are you going to finish your Corpse Grinder Cult gang you started with Ash? It's pretty much done. I mean, there's additions and stuff like that, but I mean, we haven't played in like damn near 2 years. So yeah, I know we should. I keep saying that. Gelby, if you're in the future, why didn't you warn us about 9/11? Yeah, man. Who said that they were in New Zealand? Oh, Striker Main. Yeah, Striker Main. Why didn't you warn us, man? But if you've watched any documentary about 9/11, there was plenty of warnings. There was plenty. Disco. Catch y'all soon, guys. Gotta go. Later, doo-doo. Gail B. I've got folk art and apple barrel. I'm from Oklahoma. We're all poor here. Yeah. Folk art and apple barrel. I know of somebody who paints with apple barrel paints, and he paints very well. If you want to get with a smoother consistency, you might want to look into picking up a flow extender or a thinning medium. A pouring medium also would probably work very well too, but it might really give you really kind of thin, runny paint. But with my experiences with apple barrel, it's pretty thin anyway. It's almost like tempera paint, the way it dries, but it dries like super matte. Whereas you might want it to add something to it to give it a bit more not body, but yeah, I guess it's body. Just so it adheres to the model surface and you can work with it in thin layers. But again, I mean, if you're working with folk art and apple barrel, yeah, it's all about mastering it, right? It's all about mastering those colors. And yeah, like I said, I know a guy. I've seen it a few times. People using dollar store paint brands to paint their miniatures, and they look good. Is it magazine quality stuff? Debatable. Not likely, but that's because they're relatively new. And then, of course, once they kind of reach a certain point, they end up saving up their pennies and buying paints that were designed for miniature painting anyway. So, you know, yeah. But yeah, I mean, the paint really doesn't matter, man. I've seen people paint with dollar store paint brands and do very good work. It's not the paint. The Gim super chat. Jeez Louise, dude. This should cover us till 3:30. Then my wife says I'm done teasing Kris. Oh, is Jen sitting there with you? Jeez, she's watching this? Good God. Good God. I don't know why she'd be watching this. Why would she want to watch? Why? Jen, why would you want to watch this? Please. Jen, please tell me why. For God's sakes. Yeah, so Corpse Grinders, I mean, most of the gang is already done. I think I posted pics on Instagram. If you go on my Instagram, you'll see pictures. During the campaign, though, I ended up with like rolling more, and the campaign rules for Corpse Grinders, man, they can fill their ranks. Like it could be like a small army out there, like a small 500-point army fighting a gang. You know, especially when we were doing the Corpse Grinders versus the Enforcers. The Forcers was what, 5 guys versus like it started with I think 10, and I think I was up to 15, but I think I whiffed a couple rolls where I probably would have been like 17. So that's quite a few dudes for only 5 guys to deal with. Outnumbered 3-1. And basically everybody is just meat shield for like the butchers and the cutters. Because the butcher is just gruesome. By the last game, well, by the second or third game, man, he was a beast. He was just like this maniac running around with his chain axes, just carving people up. He was ridiculous. So, yeah. Gail B, give us your best Joe Biden impression. like an actual impression, or like one of the meme ones, like me just sniffing your hair. I'll just come in and just there's a Joe Biden impression. Striker Main. As a travel from the future, it would disrupt the timeline if I told you about the future. Whoa, he really is from the future. He's really from the future, man. He's worried about contaminating the timelines. Do you notice how much movies and stories, TV shows and stuff like that, how much time and timelines and alternate times, how time has become such a big factor in storytelling these days? Does anybody else notice that? How so many shows, even dramas that have nothing to do with like science fiction or anything like that, they're just dramas about life, you know, family and, you know, all these benign things, and yet they're heavy on this element of time. I think subconsciously, as a species, we're very aware of time. Now. Right now. Not to get too dark, but time. Yeah. Anyway. The Gim. My wife is my better half. I'm glad we extended, though. Some good material discussed. She watches because she thinks I'm hilarious. Yeah, I mean, she married you, dude, so she must see something. Again, it's entirely subjective. I mean, you know, all the power to her. I mean, you know, she sees something there. I don't know what, but I just totally turn it around, right? What a dick move. Somebody just throws a bunch of super chats at you, and I'm just like, I don't know what your wife sees in you. That's awful. I can only get away with that. For everybody else out there, I can only get away with that because I know Gim. I've known Gim. We've been friends for many, 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 many years. Although we've never been in a three-way together. Just throwing that out there. That's really the sign of friendship. That's a real sign of friendship. Dark Vision. First minis I painted were the cheap tube acrylics. If I'd known about wet palettes back then, I'd probably still be using them. Was painting for a year before I knew there was game store in town. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, everybody has different journeys towards, you know, how they get into this stuff, right? And yeah, I mean, like most artist brand paints, I mean, yeah, they're fine to use on miniatures, like, you know, like oil paints. Like everybody's, you know, again, the fad has returned of using oil paints again on miniatures. And I mean, oil paints aren't designed for miniatures. I mean, enamels were, you know, designed for modeling, but enamels, you know, a lot of stuff that we do in miniature painting, we don't really do in enamels. But I know of artists out there who wet blend with enamels, and that blows my mind. That blows my mind. Wet blending with enamels. Like, I can't even fathom that. I can, but I'm just saying, like, it's amazing to me because, man, that is like, if you've ever heard me talk about this in tutorials and videos and stuff like that, committing to the brushstroke, and you really have to do that when you're working with enamels. Even Tamiya, but when I was using Tamiya paints for some of these action figures and stuff, yeah, you have to commit to the brushstroke because you can't go back and forth with it because it dries so quickly, which is why wet blending with enamels blows my mind, because you lay it down, wet blend it, like, man, like, you have to have 3 or 4 hands. You got to be General Grievous out there with paintbrushes, painting a fucking model, wet blending with, you know, enamel paints. I mean, you know, bravo to all of you out there who, you know, use enamel paints in such an expert fashion. My hat. Tip of the hat. Because, yeah, I find that impressive. That's the kind of shit that impresses me. Non-metallic metal and light sourcing and freehanding and stuff like that doesn't really impress me. Wet blending with enamels, that's impressive. You gotta be fast. Especially if you're using no retardants in it. Yeah, you gotta work fast. Macidius? I don't know. Building a Wraith Knight right now. This is annoying to build. Cool, yeah. No, Wraith Knight, I'm tempted to buy another one just because I want to do more poses, because you're assembling them right now and you can knock those nibs off on some of those joints and you can pose him however you want. And I think that's really, really cool. It's really, really cool. Be a lot of fun. Fire Drake. Didn't know what's going on, but the most precious thing you can give is time. True. That's actually true. Yeah. It is. Time. Time is the most precious. And it's funny how time has entered so much of entertainment, of our storytelling, of our more modern storytelling on TV and movies. How many things deal with the concept of time, the flow of time, how much time, right? Timelines, alternate times, you know. It's just one of those things that I find very, very interesting, that there's so many stories right now that incorporate the usage of time. It's just interesting. Galby, I'm actually working on fan fiction comic series. It's Halo, so not really your thing, but it's different from the mainline series in that it has gods and sex. All right. Well, with gods and sex, I mean, like, you know, you have my attention. Dark Commission. I only started in the hobby when clearing out a cupboard and came across my 500 odd 172 Napoleonic figures and decided to paint them only 7 or so years ago. Really? Well, that's cool. But you always leaned artistically, right? Because you produce music or something, didn't you? Or do, I should say. Something like that. I can't remember. But either way, I mean, how long you're into the hobby. I mean, like, I talk about, like, being in this hobby, like, 30 plus years. But that is just to add a bit of credibility in the body of experience that I draw from. That's all. That's the only reason I bring it up, is to illustrate to anybody new who's tuning in for the first time and not very familiar with me and, you know, taking my advice and stuff like that. Well, again, I've been in it for 30 years, so, you know, I've seen some things pop up every once in a while and how to deal with them. So that's sharing my knowledge, essentially, right? So, yeah. Fire Drake. Threesome. Kris is fishing for the OnlyFans content. Gim, super chat. Gim, stop with the super chats, dude. Jeez Louise. I paid top money for oh, for her. Are you making the mail order bride joke? Is that what it is? Oh, jeez. Nathaniel, ask yourself, do you want to be in a threesome with Gim? And who's the third person going to be? True. We didn't clarify that, did we? Oh, man. That's just... It's just that... I'm sorry. Everybody who's into it, I mean, I'm sorry, but the idea of just the two of us and a third entering into the fray is just conjuring up all sorts of scary imagery, and no, I want it to stop. I want to burn my brain. I need to burn my... You know what? I should just fucking tie one on. Maybe alcohol will kill those brain cells wherever they reside. It's focused drinking. It's focused drinking time. Just come in, thing of tequila, hammer that back. We're targeting this area of the brain. This is where the current memories reside. We're looking to destroy them. You know. Jimmy Hippity Hop. Been in the hobby 15 years and I'm shite at pretty much every aspect. Right, but it's a hobby. It's a hobby. And when you get to sit down and enjoy it, you know, maybe once a week, twice a week, once a month, you know, it doesn't matter. Once a year. When you sit down and finally get to enjoy assembling a model, maybe doing some priming, base coating, highlighting, whatever it is, maybe even just painting, maybe it's just sitting down to read some of the lore, whatever it is, doesn't really matter. It's a hobby, and hopefully you're enjoying yourself. You're putting the work life aside for the moment, right? What's going on in the real world, putting that aside for a moment. We'll come back to that. Taking a break. I'm going to read about space marines punching out aliens. You know what I mean? Like, whatever it is. As long as you're enjoying yourself, it doesn't matter. And yeah, it doesn't matter if you've been enjoying it 1 year, 50 years. Doesn't matter. It's what's important is that you are enjoying yourself and that your time spent at your hobby, you are enjoying. That's what matters. And if you're not enjoying it, then you have to ask yourself, why am I not enjoying it? Should I find a new hobby? Should I refine something I'm doing to make me a little bit happier? Or is it external sources? I'm comparing my efforts with somebody on Instagram who does this full time when I only get to sit down once a year kind of thing, right? You know what I mean? Like, comparison is the thief of joy. So stop comparing yourself in any aspect, in many different fields. You know, stop comparing yourself to others. Stop it. Just stop. It doesn't help you. It does not help you. You can admire somebody, sure, right? You can even be a little bit envious, sure. But proper comparison, and then when you feel down about it, does not help you, and it's not healthy. So stop doing it. Just stop doing it. I know, I realize that just saying just stop doing it does not help. But again, I'm not a big believer in one answer for all things. You have to find the answer to you because your situation is unique for you. You need to find your answers. So, anyway. The game, don't tell Kris it's 3:30. What? Who? Gee. Huh? Dark Commission. Yeah, I do music, but I was programming nerd for decades. All this artsy fartsy stuff is still new to me. Wish I discovered it earlier. Yeah. I can see that. Yeah, it was computer programming. I thought it was music, but yeah, I got you. The Gim. Third person could be random draw from the monkeys. Oh, man. Oh, I almost threw up a little bit. A random draw. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Dark Commission, as long as it isn't Edward Scissorhands. Yeah. Fire Drake 18. Are threesomes a special tier of the hobby? Oh, jeez. It's on the Patreon. It's on the Patreon. It's a tier in the Patreon. Threesomes. Anyway. Flying monkey paints. Instead of comparing, I try to say, what about that do I most love? And how can I learn that one thing? Sure. Yes. But that's not really comparative, right? Like, you're not comparing your efforts to theirs. So when you're sitting there painting and you're doing non-metallic metal and you're looking at another artist who's doing non-metallic metal going, and then looking at yours going, why isn't mine like this? I followed his recipe. I followed his directions. I even followed his tutorials. Why doesn't mine look like this? And then you get frustrated, angry, and you know what I mean? And then put the stuff away. And then you're pissed off the rest of the day. That's the kind of thing I mean. Now, drawing inspiration from another creator's work, sure, yeah, by all means. But, you know, and even comparing your efforts to theirs, if you're maintaining that distance, that, you know, you're learning the process, right? That's okay. That's still healthy. But it's when you're getting really upset about it, and you start questioning yourself and your intentions and, you know, your worth, whatever that is, right? That's when it's unhealthy. That's when you know you're treading into some unhealthy territory, is when you're drawing these comparisons and you're like, I'm no good, I'm garbage, I'm just gonna, you know, that doesn't help anything. Doesn't help you, first and foremost. Doesn't help you. So why do it? You know, almost sound like I was gonna bust into an Arnie impression there. Just do it. Do it now. The game, Cock and Balls Hot Tub Threesome Special. Fuck. Jimmy Hippity Hop. Good advice, though, to anyone struggling with the hobby, I'd say. Well, I try to, because again, I, being in this hobby for so long, have been in those spots where, yeah, I was looking at what I was creating and what I was seeing in the magazines and, you know, in the books. And I was going, well, how come my painting isn't like that? How do they do that? And, you know what I mean? And it's like, and you just got to stop. How do I get better? Okay, I got to pick this up. I got to, you know, I just got to spend more time doing this. It's kind of annoying. It's out of my wheelhouse of the normal way I paint something, but this is the practice. And, you know, it's kind of, this is the way, right? This is the way. That's it. It's just time and practice, and it's patience. Patience with yourself. That's another big one. Patience with yourself. It's tough, I know. Nobody said it was easy. Anything worthwhile in this life is not going to be easy if it's worthwhile. If you have to fight for it, then it definitely is worth it. It's why it's such a cliche of fighting for love. Because it's worth it. It's important. Like, what else is there going on in your world if you don't have love? Like, the world isn't worth shit at that point. If there's no love of self, love of others, love of your hobby, love of, you know, anything. Right? You need love. The Gim, thanks for the show, Kris. Was awesome. Gotta go. Some housework and appease the wife. Shit, and he still threw a super chat. You son of a bitch. Dylan, you son of a bitch. Anyway, $5 super chat from Gim. Show's over. Go home, people. Thanks, Gim. Apparently Gim's calling the shots now. Apparently Gim's telling me what to do. Fire Drake 18. Kris got a lot of cheeseburger money from you, Gim. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Buying a case of beer today. That's beer money. That's beer money. That's Gim supplied the hooker money today for the 3-way. It's a trial run. Getting hooker. Love of pizza. Yeah, love of pizza. That's another one. Yeah, exactly. Love of pizza and hookers. Anyway, yes. I think we're all done for the day. If you're brand new to this hobby, you want help with the color scheme, you want to show off what you're working on, maybe a commission paying service, whatever it is, the reason doesn't matter. I like when people share their work with me. So if you want to share your work, send pictures as attachments in an email. Send it to Kris at Way of the Brush. It is in the description, as well as a link to wayofthebrush.com. Central hub of all this silliness has links to all the social medias, as well as Discord. Join us on Discord. It's a lot of fun. We keep the conversation rolling there 24/7. Only one rule in the Discord. Don't be a dick. That's it. That's the only rule. Don't be a dick. It's pretty broad, pretty wide open, but usually people understand what that means. So don't be a dick. Join us in Discord. Talk about whatever. And we talk all sorts of craziness. We don't watch our mouths. We even post some toxic kind of shit. But it's usually within the realm of some taste, I guess. I don't know. How do you have tasteful toxicity? I have no idea, but we're doing it. That's what's happening at Way of the Brush. It's tasteful toxicity. But yeah, anyway. Wayofthebrush.com. Discord. Social medias. T-shirts. Want to get yourself a t-shirt? Look like a connoisseur of all that is good and holy in this world? They're wearing a Way of the Brush t-shirt. And if you purchase yourself a shirt, send a picture of yourself in your shirt, and I will add it to the Monkey Shrine, which is also at wayofthebrush.com. And of course, you'll find a link for Patreon. Huge thank you to all my patrons. Without your continued support and the brand new ones, this channel would not be able to continue to do what it is that I do, which is educate, inform, sometimes entertain. Loosely, I use entertain like in quotations, like entertain. And so a huge thank you to all my patrons. If you're not able to support monetarily, i.e. money, thumbing up the video, liking, following, subscribing, commenting, ringing the bell, all that, smash keyboard. You see, it all appeases the algorithm god. Smashing keyboard. You see video, you smash keyboard. Bring the keyboard right up to your head and just smash it right into your face. Leave a big face print on your keyboard. Do it now. No, I'm just kidding. And a huge thank you to everybody who does, and you're helping me out a great deal. All it takes a couple clicks of a button, and you're helping me out. Big thank you to Carl Guymer all for Beer and Blood Bowl. It's his YouTube channel. Check it out. If you love yourself some beer, you love yourself some Blood Bowl. Beer and Blood Bowl is where it's at. We always take time to thank Carl, even though he is no longer with us, for creating the email jingles that play before the email segment of the show. And so always much love to Carl. And of course, speaking of love, much love to my baby brother Evan for creating the intro, outro music that plays at the begin and end of the show. Always much love to my baby bro Evan. And if you're into rare comics, EB Comics, it's in the description below. Rare. Don't be bringing me your Superman 120s. We're talking number 3. I don't know. Maybe I get the feeling I'm always overselling that one. Maybe a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, I could be wrong. I mean, Evan could be like, dude, you're just overhyping this shit, man. Fucking Flava Flav up in this bitch. Big clock on my chest. Gail B, smash the keyboard for the glory of the Omnissiah. There it is. That's it. I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. I want to thank everybody for, tuning in, commenting, and joining me. Big thanks to Gim for throwing the super chats out there. And, yeah. Oh, Striker Main joining us on Discord. I'm going to have to drop a hello in a second. Take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you. And I will see you guys next episode. When? I don't know. Next episode. I leave it wide open now. Just, I'll see you when I see you.